You know, I would have had the music beat go with the seconds as it's counting down. I think that's really
That would have been
weak
more
stuff.
professional.
Yeah.
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 So I
Next
don't know,
time.
kids these days. Kids these days. All right, so we are live, people. This is the Freedom Stream on the Friday. I don't think we're gonna go as hard as last Friday. That was hard, man. I didn't recover for about 3 days after that one.
Yeah, I'm still recovering.
Too much Prince, too much Allison.
Possible.
We'll get the comments going here. And yeah, hey, so when this is going, do you guys see the comments? Do you have a way to see them? Did they come in for you?
It be
All right.
on the right-hand side, although
Yeah, okay, cool.
Not seeing anything yet.
Check the video description for the link to join and call in. Cool.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, what a day. It was like sleepless night, and then, what was it, like 1:32 or something? Started to see the streams coming in, and the cops lining up. And I got down there, and yeah, they were still all lined up. I mean, so what a day for these guys. I mean, for the cops, they must have been standing there for damn near an hour by the time I showed up. And yeah, I went in for a deep dive there, and man, for a sec I thought that was it. I thought I was trapped.
Yeah, that was quick. That happened to you fast.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. I didn't notice the military guys that were in with the trucks. He was so focused on the line that was coming south and west down Mackenzie, and in that that little divot that goes underneath Rito Mackenzie-ish, kind of there. The bunch of cops down there, and then a whole bunch further down on Mackenzie, and like so I went underneath and came up on Mackenzie. By the time I got up, they had started their march, and I'm like, oh crap, okay, backing up, backing up, backing up, and then when I got enough distance, turned around to leave, and there's all these fucking military-looking dudes there that I hadn't noticed. And you saw it. He's all like, "You ain't going this way" and stuff. Hey. Yeah, and he was stern, but he was nice. He actually said thank you. I was like, "Which way do I go?" Like, I don't know, not this way. I'm like, "Okay, I'll go this way." And he was like, "Thank you." I'm like, "Aw." He's still Canadian a little bit. He's still got a little bit of Canadian in him.
Yeah.
And yeah.
A lot of other people didn't fare as well down there today, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, there's also a lot of yahoos, right? So that whole time when I get there, from whenever they lined up, there's a bunch of yahoos right in their face with cameras, yelling at them. So you know, there's always some people a little ready to go.
Yeah, the information that's still flying out from the media is something else.
No, it's wild. Yeah,
what's happening.
We're gonna look at a totally unbiased CTV article in a second. First, Bunny Heckenkamp. Love that name. Hey, Bunny. Hi from Yakima, Washington, the red part of the state, not the communist part. Boy, there's still some red left in Washington. Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda, welcome. If at any time we move you and you feel like you got something to say, you guys can use the link in the description below, and we'll bring you in on audio. And it's like a call-in show tonight. We're going to try this out. Try this method tonight. See what happens. We'll start by looking at our absolutely, totally unbiased CTV report. So let me find it here. There we go. All right. Ottawa police arrest over 100 people as officers move to clear convoy protest. Ottawa police have arrested more than 100 people as the operation continues to retake downtown streets from the trucker convoy occupation. See how they're doing this? I mean, it's just so dirty. You know? It's just in the wordsmithing that they get the point across and validate. And every downtown metro wuss is going like, yeah, totally. Retake the streets. Ottawa police said on Twitter that protesters were assaulting officers and attempting to remove officers' weapons. A couple of people have been pepper sprayed. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Police said one person had been arrested for intentionally harming a police service animal. I don't know anything about that, but I mean, it just, things weren't going down that way. It was slow motion. Police
the horse
says
probably stepped on somebody and the horse hurt itself.
Yeah. You got underneath my horse's foot.
Yeah.
Police said some protesters have put children between police operations and the unlawful protest site. The children will be brought to a place of safety. My God. They just have no shame.
Wow.
So they're putting up this human shield, children's shield thing. I can't wait for Trudeau to bring this up Monday. Police have set up nearly 100 checkpoints to secure the downtown core as they move in to clear out the demonstrators who have been camped out downtown for 3 weeks. Checkpoints have been set up in a 3-square-kilometer area to control traffic flow into the red zone. And security fencing has been installed around Parliament Hill and other federal buildings. Police are turning away convoy protesters trying to head downtown at the checkpoints. The lineups for the checkpoints are causing delays for commuters. Yeah, Elgin was really backed up. So Chris Barber, Tamara Litch, and what's his name? Pat King, all arrested. So,
Yeah.
heck of a day.
Where was Pat King arrested? Anybody know?
I'll get that back up.
Around
In Ottawa?
There was a side thing. We can watch this idiot. I've seen this guy around town.
There's a 1 minute long his Facebook live feed of him being arrested.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I saw it, but you couldn't tell
Yeah.
where he was. You couldn't tell where he was. Like, was he even in Ottawa?
Yeah, he was in Ottawa for sure. I think
And that
he
looked
was,
like the biggest
We
soy
just
boy cop
learned
I've ever seen
news,
was actually
breaking
arrested.
news that Pat King has been arrested. CTV News is confirming. Now, who's Pat King? Pat King is probably the most visible and vocal member of this. I'm going to swing around here so you can see this protest. Pat King is the guy that has basically been coordinating much of the trucks. He's been on his social media. There's a long history of remarks about white supremacy and the
Yes,
supremacy of the
there
white
we are.
Anglo-Saxon bloodline.
There we go.
King has made remarks about things, quote, ending in bullets. He has been one of the leaders.
Huh? Were you
Say something
talking?
about the Pat King bloodline?
The Anglo-Saxon bloodline. The superiority of the Anglo-Saxon bloodline. That's what Pat King talks about, apparently.
of the organizers, though Canada Unity, who has also been an organizer, has tried to disassociate themselves from him. There's lots of video of Pat King and Tamara Leach, one of the organizers, who was also recently arrested last night. So the arrest of Pat King says a couple of things. Number one, the main voice of the ground game.
Two little fish, hey.
Kind of, if there's a political element and a militant element, Pat King, his voice on Facebook Live all night. He had been organizing people, urging people to resist. His arrest means that voice is stopped. And that is another sign that the police are targeting leaders. We saw that with Tamara. We saw that with Chris Barber. Now we've seen that with Pat King. That's a major development in terms of targeting the leadership.
So no real information there.
Okay, Evan, we're going to come back.
What a wanker. What a wanker.
Okay, yeah.
Totally unbiased reporting, though, at least. Two little fish, hey. Hey guys, I did a recorded podcast 2 hours last night, so I'm not feeling like calling in. No worries. But hell yeah, I think Earth is flat since I looked at all the evidence 2015. We had a micro flat Earth thing go on this afternoon. Did you catch that, Rhain?
Yeah, I heard a little bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a flat Earth contingent.
Yeah.
And yes, I am long past caring about thinking I look nuts. Good. You look at all of the evidence, or you friggin' don't. All right, you tell us. Nephilim, hey. Arrested for mischief and some other charges. All the organizers? I'm sure that they're arresting them for financing. Bunny, I think.
We're going to leave out financing and it's
Oh.
mischief, because mischief is, you can really inflate mischief to like 10 years in prison if you want.
Can they?
Depends what type of mischief they throw at you. Mischief is a really misleading charge. It sounds like, oh, he's been mischievous, but, you know, you can get half of what the max is in Canada and go to prison.
Your audio is busting up. Is that just happening on my end, or is anybody else hearing that?
I'm hearing it too. Yeah.
Yeah, you've gone all like Gorf.
Excellent.
Yeah, you're totally crackling up.
Let me try to fix that.
Okay, cool. I think U.S. politicians aren't too different from Canada's. No, well, no, they're all WEF. Why do you still pay $40 million a year to a queen? Well, you know, I mean, on the books, really, it costs us $40 million to have the setup for the queen, but we don't send that to her. Right? Like, we don't pay her $40 million bucks and then go and do other things. It costs Canada $40 million to have all the trappings of the crown, all the stuff that goes along with it. Costs us $40 million, but it's not money to her. She gets her money out of the Canadian money laundering banks in the city of London. Two little fish, ask me anything. Okay. All right. So we got to say hi to somebody else first. Space Trucker. Earth was flat. My damn cat would have already knocked everything off the edge of it. Yeah, it would have like kind of tap, 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 tap. And then as soon as you're looking, then it would have pushed everything off the edge of the Earth. All right, so I'll ask you something, two little fish. If you're standing outside your house, and every night you go out and you look up and you draw a dot on a piece of paper representing the sky that you're looking at in one direction, and you see Mars, and you put a dot every night as you see Mars move across the sky. And as you're doing that, eventually Mars is going to start going up, 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 and then it's going to move backwards for a few weeks, maybe a month, and do a spiral like loop-de-loop, and then resume going back along the orbit. And so will all the other planets eventually, if you draw dots of them moving through the sky. Now, what mechanism in a flat Earth style structure would account for Mars moving along and doing a loop-de-loop, moving backwards for a month and then continuing on its way, plus all the other planets that you see? Now, before you answer, you have to exclude why that pattern in the sky lines up perfectly with what would happen if there's spheres orbiting the sun, because that's exactly how it works. The Earth moves past Mars for a while Mars is further out, and you draw those dots, and it lines up exactly perfectly. You can predict when that's going to happen 400 years from now. To date an hour, 400 years from now, you can say when Mars is going to move retrograde in its orbit. So what happens in a flat Earth structure that causes all the planets to do their backwards loop-de-loops like that? That's one of the killer ones for me. I'm still waiting for anybody to come remotely close to explaining that on a flat Earth. All right, cool. Take a minute. Google it if you want, but no one's ever come up with anything that can remotely explain that and explain away why it lines up perfectly with spheres orbiting a bigger sphere. Cool. Go. I like Space Truckers the best, though. That's the ultimate proof right there.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Cats would find a way.
That
Is the news guy like fake news on CNN? Yeah, it's exactly CTV. So they long ago got bought out by Bell, and it's basically American owned. It's just like everything else. It's owned by BlackRock or whatever, you know. Brought to you by Pfizer. Yeah, so it's exactly the same up here, and it's they and Global are kind of the only national private brands, and then CBC is like Pravda in Russia, like state-owned media. What else is going on? I'm going to come back to you in a sec. Two little fish. Greg Stoll. You cannot see the North Star below the equator. Yeah, the sight lines, that's another really, really tough one. And, all right, let's get back to two little fish here. Horizon always appears flat, 360 degrees around the observer, regardless of altitude. All amateur balloons, rockets, plane, drone footage shows completely flat, even over 20 miles high. NASA shows you curve. Yeah, I've seen the videos where they've shown like the balloon footage and they've corrected for the distortion of the lens, and then you put a flat line across it, and it's just, you absolutely can see that the Earth falls off. The thing is, you need to get to see a completely round Earth, or at least even a corner of it. You need to get like a 500,000 miles away. The Earth's so fucking big, right? Excuse my language. I don't know why I'm swearing. I'm not angry about it.
Passionate.
Reality doesn't. Working just 35 years working in kitchens. I'm just like, pass the fucking peas, Mom. Okay, my answer to that is very simple. You do not look at the sky to tell the shape of the Earth, period. When would you measure the ceiling to redo your floor?
One for the other day.
A little bit odd if they don't line up, but
Yeah, you might want to compare your floor to your ceiling every now and then. But okay, but you're just dodging my question by saying we don't look at that. Yeah, it's the the Lord's flat earth with the dome of the waters of heaven above it. What mechanism is turning those planets that look like stars, except they're not because they move totally differently? What mechanism is turning those planets to make that retrograde motion? Because it's there. It's part of the Earth, the universe. Bolt gun. Great name. That gets right down to business, doesn't it? Bolt gun. Hey everyone. Where are you in from, Bolt gun? If Earth is flat, you'd see the North Star everywhere. Yeah. Yep. Then there's all the pictures of the southern hemisphere. But by all means, keep it coming. I'm always like when the flat Earth thing really hit. You know why I think the flat Earth thing stuck is that we have a horrible tendency in our society with science to, and you see it now with the vaccines and climate change, to come to a consensus, and then it then becomes ludicrous to even ask questions anymore, and so. The sphericity of the Earth became one of those things. You stopped bringing up kids in classes and teaching them how we know the Earth is round. So, crap, Rhain and I, when that flat Earth thing started, we were just going video after video, just going like, what the hell, dude? And they're like, the Earth's rotating, and why don't planes, why don't they go faster, or why don't they have a shorter travel time doing this? I was like, for a month, I was on the edge sometimes because I didn't have the answers. I would Google them. No one's written anything about it to explain away all the things that come up in every flat Earth video. It's because we got complacent, and it became a thing like we don't have to even talk about why the Earth is round, you know. And I think that's why it's stuck.
Yeah. Well, I never questioned the plane movement thing. I always bought that.
That one kind of got me for a while. Like the Earth's rotating, and they're always like the Earth's rotating at like 1,000 miles an hour, and like you got to come in like against the rotation. Do you have to, you know, check for the rotation of the Earth to line your plane up with the runway? And how come they aren't constantly tilting their nose down as they're traveling over the Earth and things like this? All these little things, and you got to look for the answer for it. And right when that all popped, there were no answers for it. Now there's plenty of people, you know, that get into arguments or counter arguments against flat Earth. Bolt Gun, you're in Gallipolis, Ohio. Is that how you say that? Looks like Gallipoli in France, but Gallipolis, Ohio. Yeah, so I think a lot of us were just left like, my teacher never taught me that in school. I don't know. Why is that like that? Two little fish, natural physics of water is to find and maintain level. If Earth were a giant sphere tilted, wobbling and hurtling through infinite space, then truly flat, consistently level surfaces would not exist. Why?
Wait, what?
Yeah, why?
Yeah. I'm just gonna stay out of this conversation.
No, jump in, man. Two little fish needs help.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not a physicist, so I'm not really sure what the answer to that is. I mean, I see the point. I see that flat Earth point. I mean, on the surface, it certainly makes sense, but I'm sure there's a physics explanation for that.
I mean, is there a
There's
law
whole bunch
that
of different-
is there a law that water finds its level? What is that law? That's one I hear all the time, but I don't hear a reason for it. It finds its level. Okay. Because it is level on the sphere. It is level.
That's common sense. That's common sense observable. I mean, you pour any liquid, it doesn't have to be water. It could be any liquid into any container. Yeah. It's going to go to level.
It's going to find its flattest state.
No, it's not going to. Yeah, if you put it in a square, clear box, it's not going to wind up like this. You know.
Yeah. You can't see forever south or north. You are not superhuman, so you can't see that far to see Northern Star from the south. It does seem that stars are... Eh?
I said that's not a bad argument.
But it does seem that we can see stars of a certain brightness, you know, in a straight line out everywhere. It's not about our eyesight. Like, if I get better glasses, I'm not going to see, like, new galaxies and stuff. It has to do with how bright they are.
Yeah, if you get a telescope, though, you can see galaxies, right? So
that's right. So if you do get a telescope, you can see deeper. But it's a line of sight thing, right? Like in the sphere model, you're just blocked off from seeing the southern hemisphere from the north.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the test then. I mean, if you could get yourself a powerful enough telescope from the southern hemisphere, would you be able to see the North Star? Has anybody attempted to do that? Because technically, if the Earth is flat, then that should work, right?
Well, I think like in some way or another, you could say the entirety of astronomy has tried to do that for like 400 years. They've been firing telescopes off at every square inch of the sky. So while they might not have been trying to look for the North Star, they certainly would have seen it by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got like hundreds of years of increasingly powerful telescopes.
You don't have a telescope, do you, Jay?
Used to.
The other Jay?
Yeah, I used to as well. It's up in the middle of Quebec at a cottage.
Cool.
Did you ever look
Was it a good one?
With
Oh yeah, yeah, we looked at stuff all the time. I used to hook it up to my laptop so it'd track planets and everything. Yeah, you could look at all kinds of fun things with it. I mean,
You ever
One of
look
the
at the
most
planets?
one of the most
yeah,
amazing moments I ever had in life was looking at a telescope at Saturn.
yeah, Saturn. There's a few that are visible, multiple times through the summer. So
Yeah,
low on the horizon, but you can definitely pick them up.
I just lucked into going to a big nerd party. People were playing Magic the Gathering and Halo. And I played a little Halo. I wasn't interested in Magic, but a whole bunch of the guys had telescopes. This is like ultra nerd party with my in-laws in Toronto. And this one guy had this big one with like auto tracking and stuff on it. And he had Saturn in there, and there was just a specific time where Saturn had a really excellent lean to it, so you could really see the rings, and you could see moons casting a shadow on it. It was just like, what? Welcome back, Rhain. Two little fish, and hey, I didn't avoid your question. I wasn't accusing you of avoiding it. I am an astrologer, 20 plus years, and I can explain luminaries very well, but it doesn't help tell the shape of the Earth. Right, I understand you on that, right? So it's like images that are around us. It doesn't tell you if the Earth is flat. But you have to remember the last part of my statement was you have to explain away why that retrograde motion of your luminaries works exactly to a T as if they are spheres all rotating the sun in the exact orbital paths that we say that they are us spherists. And I'm waiting. I'll take it if you got the idea or the proof or something about that. But whatever explanation you have for the luminaries, it needs to tell us why. I mean, it just perfectly locks up with the spherical model. So, David Richer. Columbus knew the Earth was a sphere. He just misjudged the size. The Greeks knew the size. I think just about everybody's known it's round just about pretty much forever. Tool of fish. Why don't the fixed stars move if Earth is hurtling, spinning through space, 1,000 miles an hour? Lol, lol, lol. It's everything's so far away. Everything is co-moving. Almost all the stars you see are in our galaxy. You don't see stars that are outside the galaxy, basically. So we're all moving together. We're all moving through the giant soup together. Everything's relative, right? Just like modern morality. Just like liberal morality. Everything's relative, right? That's my explanation for that. It isn't, it's like when people say the Earth is rotating at 1,000 miles an hour. But everything's relative. The Earth is so friggin' huge that the actual speed at the surface is one rotation per day. So it's actually mega slow. 1,000 miles an hour sounds like a lot, but that's only if you're taking this non-existent reference point that isn't moving and shit's flying by 1,000 miles an hour. Oh my God, why don't we fly off? But the reality is what we see from satellites. It's like, because it's so big. So it's one rotation a day. It's incredibly slow. But we see some fixed stars for as long as people recorded them in Astronomical Society, just as if Earth is stationary and not moving at all. Yeah, well, it takes a long time, too. You've got the precession of the equinoxes, though, so 26,000 years and a new house of the zodiac moves in. How's that possible on a flat Earth? Is it lightly wobbling, right? And you do have change. There is change in the parallax. The changes in position of stars, and there are computer programs that will map that out for you. You can find out where the stars were for the ancient Egyptians, and they were different. 2 people got trampled. Wolf, dog, moon. Welcome. I keep hearing that. So do we know anything about that? Badly hurt? Lightly hurt? Let us know. We'll do a little quick wrap-up on flat Earth for now. All elevation is measured from sea level because sea is level. Right. But you see on a globe, it's gravity. Everything's trying to be the same level as relating to the center of the Earth. So your water still is finding your level on my model. I don't need help. Your stream is called Flat Earth, and I like to chat. Yeah, man. I didn't mean just that. You know, as I said before, a couple of us we toyed with this, and we really open-minded people, man. I mean, if somebody could deliver me a proof the Earth is flat, I'd be like, mofo, the Earth is flat. But to me, it fell apart once I got to certain things. We're still waiting for the retrograde orbit thing. Only one fixed star, Polaris. It's natural physics of water. You would have to ask God or the water, LOL, but fill up anything and see it finds its level. Right, but this does not make the Earth flat. Bunny, I can't get into Canada, let alone travel around the flat Earth. Yeah, and apply. You fly planes. Oh, look at you. You got a picture. You're in a plane there. Is that you in the picture? Dang, girl. I'm like a flight enthusiast. If I was rich, I would fly. Actual curvature math for the globe. By globe, Earth proponents, it's 8 inches per square mile squared. It can never be found if you go and try and measure. Now, that is another misconception. So that's people think that every mile you get 8 inches. And then everything so if something's, of a certain height, there has to be, for every mile that it's away, you subtract 8 inches. That's not how it works at all. It has to do with your elevation, your sight lines. There are calculators online that you can go to take all of that into account. The 8 inches per mile is if you shoot a straight line from the surface of the globe, straight out, and then straight down, you get the 8 inches. But nobody actually sees things that way. Your elevation, the curvature, your line of sight is diagonal, and it's much more complicated than just the 8 inches per mile squared. There are calculators online, and they'll explain it. So at 6 miles of standing water, should dip 6 feet both ends. Please, anyone, show me the curve. But no one's going to be able to show you the curve standing here on the Earth. That's the thing. It's too bad the water rocket guy didn't get up there, eh? That guy that killed himself.
Yeah.
He was in that
That's
super.
He did die, eh?
Yeah. That was shocker. So did all the truckers go home, and how will that affect the permanent? That's a good question, Sage Universe. Welcome. I think some have gone, and something like 25 trucks towed today. So that zone there that the confrontation is going on behind them, most of those trucks have been towed. And when I was going out for my highly disappointing walk to even the liquor store, like 2.5 miles from Parliament, they shut that one down. That's the one I had to walk to last time to get my body. Now I got no body. That's like, it's beer, but that's good. Beer's a slow roll. Last week was a little bit dirty. I thought I was doing great, but then when I was editing it this week, I was just like, oh my God. I'm like, yes, sir, the answer to that is some more Prince. Gravity is a theory that was already covered with buoyancy and density. I gotta go. I feed Pam. Ciao for now. All right, two little fish. We can continue that anytime.
See you later.
Pure Gosu, Earth will just be your front door once they put a barcode on it. Yeah, no kidding. Barcodes. Barcodes incoming. And what else do we have today? We've got little sharesies. Change.org petition, because change.org petitions do actually change everything.
Always.
Let's refresh, see what we got. 145,000. Whatever.
Get your name on a list.
That's right. Everyone sign up here. Make sure to put your name and address and then share it on Facebook. Oh, hell. I mean, there were so many cameras down there today. I'm fully profiled by now.
Yeah, we all are.
Mm-hmm.
We're helping right now.
Yeah.
So what do we think happens here with the Emergency Act? Do you think we get the trucks cleared out by Monday or before the 7 days are up? Do you think they're going to cancel it, or do you think they're going to let it go through? Like, assuming it gets voted a yay.
Yeah.
By the Senate.
Yeah, there's no chance
they'll
of the
just keep it
NDP
in-
breaking ranks.
Well,
Well, that's the interesting thing, eh?
But do you think if
Like, if they don't need it,
well,
will
if
they
it
just
actually goes
keep
through,
it going?
Will they keep it going? Exactly.
Well, I'm sure he'd love to.
gone. I would hope that it's gone.
Pure Gosu, they went insane. Half the world's gone insane. The mass formation. Like, here, look at this. I'll show you a good little.
Well, that's the only reason they've been able to pull this off. This whole thing,
Yeah.
not just the Emergency Measures Act, the whole COVID thing in general, is because of mass formation psychosis. I mean, that's
Because
it.
soy holes like this. So there's Jordan tweets out when she got arrested. And then we get down to.
Oh, what did Jordan say? We call him
tar-
soy hole?
No. Tar and feathers and seize her assets and jail her without cause. This is on you, you miserable traitor, Justin Trudeau. He's nasty boy now since he came back from his kind of illness there.
Yeah.
He's something else. He went after, Gerald Butts. Name ring a bell? Yeah, he's part of Trudeau's government, and he's been a real he's been bad, and Trudeau just I'll find it. He went nuts, and Butts is gonna sue him, threatening to sue him over what he said, and he's getting reviewed by. Butts is threatening to sue him.
Yeah. Butts was apparently part of the NC11, the Lavalin thing anyway. I'm tired.
All right. So that leads us to long hair, long soy. If by immediate you mean 3 weeks later, once it's mostly fizzled out, and if by peaceful you mean an illegal occupation that used torture tactics. So then we're in there. Torture tactics, you must mean the bouncy castles. The horns. The court granted an injunction against the noise on the premises being used as torture. The court even granted a second injunction for it after the first one ended. So it's literally on the books. You tried, though. What a cockhole! My God, where do these people? So, I mean, that is, the mass formation psychosis. Torture. It's torture. Like, come on. It's torture. It's harassment. It's violence. It's words are violence. I feel unsafe. God, I'm just so over this shit. And that's anyway. My point being, that's why we are where we are.
Yeah.
Jordan is on our side. Oh yeah, for sure. He plays it a little bit careful, but less so these days. Let's see if I can find the Butts Peterson. Where's the search? Butts Peterson. My name's Butts Peterson. Gerald Butts threatens to sue Jordan Peterson. There we go. Find some. Oh, it's actually True North, so it actually will be somewhat unbiased. Brave tab. There we go. Gerald Butts threatens to sue Jordan Peterson. Peterson says, bring it. After trading barbs on Twitter. So here we go. Let's find this. Read the full conversation on Twitter. Because Jordan he just came out out of nowhere. See if we can find this.
He's
Yeah, there we go.
Eh?
Yeah, you are a stunning. I got to work on my Jordan Peterson. You got to go like Big Kermit. You are a stunningly corrupt and incendiary fool, GM Butts, and the story will be the cowardice of your leader, Justin Trudeau, and the lies of your damnable, lying, calumnious cronies. And he's saying, I'm going to be nice and give the good professor an opportunity to rethink this tweet. I've been threatened by people a lot more terrifying and able than you, GM Butts, and your calumnious compatriots, so watch yourself and your loose mouth. At least you spelled calumnious right. Yeah, all right, Butts, good. That's defamatory. Is it defamatory? I meant nothing of that sort. I called you corrupt for your inflammatory and careless comments, accusing those Canadians who oppose your views of MAGA sympathies and prejudices to feel accompany that. But if the shoe fits, Mr. Butts, you're welcome to wear it. I gave him 3 chances, hearing from my legal counsel. Then I think he had one more, just kind of fuck off, loser thing. It's just like he's so emotional and fiery now. Like he's either yelling at people or crying. Which is cool. Looking at Trudeau's haircut is torture. Yes. It's worse than the horns. The horns! The horns! So I'm building up a new Twitter thread. Based off of... I randomly... Twitter's kind of annoying. I mean, it's cool because it keeps you abreast of what the enemy's up to. But, like, if someone tweets something stupid... And then I quote tweet it and say, wow, everybody, isn't this stupid? Twitter then kind of goes into a mode and it's like, oh, you retweeted this massively raging leftist. You must like that. So here's more of what they have to say and here's more of what the people say and stuff. And it is, let me see here. I'm going to find my drafts. Where are drafts on this thing? Give me a sec there. You hear anything exciting out in the road there, Other Jay, today?
Not at all. Didn't go too many places. I went to the East End and just noticed that the whole highway was closed down. Was hearing rumors about what other streets were, shut down and where they were staging tow trucks. And
yeah.
Can't confirm any of it. There was... other than the little red lines on iMaps today, which indicated that Riverside was full of something, but didn't go down there because it appeared to be closed.
Right. Pure ghosty. Did you see that video of the lady in the wheelchair getting stepped on by the... No! Link. Send link.
No.
Is this the same lady that couldn't get out because she was terrified of the protest?
I don't know. This is all like right after my batteries died and I left. Yeah, send us a link or maybe tell us where we could find that quickly on YouTube. In the meantime, I'll share my little, working on a bit of a super Twitter thread after this.
Died too.
What? Bravo, well said. It's better than watching Dancing with the Stars. We try. Okay, so
Dancing with the Stars.
Say again.
Anything's better than watching Dancing with the Stars.
Could probably do worse somehow, I'm sure, but I know what you mean. So, yeah, what a name, Zexi Lee. The 21-year-old Ottawa resident leading a class action lawsuit versus the Freedom Convoy says that one of the protesters actually backed his truck onto a sidewalk in an attempt to hit her yesterday. Zexi Lee is the definition of a hero. Who else stands with her, Brown Hand? And I'd never heard of this. And this is like this whole narrative that they're doing. Look at she looks like a war victim shot, like really well shot, guys. Amazing. We must protect Sexy Lee at all costs. I do, Beige Hand. The courage this 21-year-old lady shows would do credit to a Canadian of any age. And to think she is now guarded, her location unknown, and is under police protection. This is unacceptable. I'm just like, what the hell are they talking about? And so you go, and I've done Twitter, Facebook.
This is a Believe Women story.
Oh wait, I had Lexi Lee.
Video.
Zexi Lee.
Should be about angles if that's what happened.
So I just gotta find her here. I can't look at my drafts. Is that her? Is her Twitter gone?
I mean, is this even a real story?
Well, that's the thing. So I don't know what's going on here. Let me look at. Just give me a sec here, guys. Let me look at the drafts on my phone, because I would like to show everybody this. So I look up her Twitter, and it was created February 2022. Just trying to find it here. Her LinkedIn is December. It basically doesn't exist. No Facebook with that name.
Well, let's just think about this logically for a second, though. So
Yeah.
I mean, this would have had to have happened in the protest area, right, where everything's bumper to bumper. So there's no way anybody is backing anything up on a sidewalk with any kind of speed, for starters. Like, it would be super slow. So what? Assuming what, she was just walking by and somebody was backing up on a sidewalk and she wasn't able-bodied
just
enough to dodge something that's moving at 0.24 inches per hour. Like, come on.
Yep.
This is ridiculous.
And the story changes a little bit depending on where she's talking or who's talking about it. The run her over thing isn't in some of the stories and stuff, there's other worse embellishments that show up. So her Twitter started on the 7th. I don't know what's going on. I can't even find my draft. I spent time on this last night. Tries to link the draft. No. Yeah, I don't get it, man. And her link didn't come up. So the first thing I could find was February 7th. Her retweeting someone talking about her. That's her first Twitter entry. By the 8th, she's fully on CTV with this perfectly shot. I mean, she's kind of cute, but the perfectly shot thing. This big setup interview and stuff. Oh, sweet Zexy Lee with her class action lawsuit. And they're crediting her as the hero that got this injunction. Yeah, and she just pops up out of nowhere. There's no Facebook. LinkedIn was a few months old. And Twitter, she just pops into existence, and then the next day she's on CTV. So, I mean, my God.
Witnesses to this? Any witnesses?
Of course not.
Any video evidence?
You're going again, Other Jay. You're going demonic again. Sounds like what?
Well, there's where's the corroborating evidence? Where's the other witnesses? Do we have any kind of testimony? Like, how do you? I mean, I guess anybody can file a class action lawsuit, but that lawsuit's not going to go anywhere. And there's no way she was responsible for putting the Horn injunction in. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I know, right? Like, none of it makes any sense.
Media lie.
So they know they're doing this injunction anyway, but they put this cute face story on it. Bunny, you guys are my dates for tonight. All right, we'll take care of you, Bunny. You got to take us flying once the borders open up. Yeah, so these psyops are real and they're thick, and I mean, don't even get me started on the Shepherds of Good Hope stealing food from the homeless thing. I mean, talk about a psyop. Not a single witness.
Yeah.
You think of like a truck tried to run over a little girl downtown, that there wouldn't be 40 videos of it. And all of these stories. The crazy counter protester that was in the street that I saw, she had up on her board the Instagram post of the store that had to shut down for 5 days because their employee had her mask ripped off and was pushed to the ground 5 blocks away from the store. Where's all the footage? If anybody misbehaves nowadays, everybody's got a film studio in their hands. Like, no footage of any of this stuff.
Yeah, going on.
Buildings have cameras, I mean, they had no problem finding all the cameras in the world when there are Confederate flags going by and Nazis and guys setting firecrackers off in buildings. Cops who trampled a grandma in a wheelchair need to be fired? Well, they'll probably get promoted.
Yeah, reality.
Drones everywhere. Yeah, there were big-ass drones, too. Serious drones. Choppers, get to the chopper. There were choppers downtown as well. The drone pic is horrific of the horse crushing. Zoke witnessed it. Oh, shoot. Dang. Is there video up? Is there video up? Well, they're going to say they're using cripples as human shields.
Yeah. Yeah, they already said they were using children as human shields, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was no reason for any of this. All Trudeau had to do was come down and, with a heavily armed security force and talk to these people. Or even talk to them via Zoom on a big screen. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
In this day and age, there's a million different ways that he could have done it. And he did nothing. Because he never wanted to do anything. I mean, people need to understand that. This is all happening by design, period. And it's going to continue to happen.
Well, it's like...
even the protest.
It's the... It's like we were saying that every zone in the world was assigned feels like they were assigned a threat level, and you're going to see how far you can push it. You're going to put these kind of lockdowns on. This country's going to put this kind of lockdowns on. Use the fringier countries, but still American-y countries to try out the New Zealand, Australia extreme shit, Quebec extreme shit, Ontario pretty damn extreme shit. And Canada as a nation, very extreme shit. And we get to play out the scenario where there's a popular uprising. Because that's all in Event 201. That's all in Dark Winter from like 40 years ago almost now, 35 years ago. They always have these contingencies. And what happens here is going to dictate what they do in the States.
Oh, Ontario's pooched. And what are you guys going to do? God, I mean, there's no way Doug Ford's getting another term, and your only alternatives are, unless you somehow magically vote PPC there, you're going to be even more screwed than you are now.
There's a new party, a new provincial party, actually. It's a straight Ontario party. Yeah. I can't remember their name, but yeah, there's a new kind of PPC style Ontario party. So, not that that'll change anything. I just hope.
Okay, well, that's like here with the Yukon Freedom Party.
Yeah. Or like Saskatchewan Party and stuff. Right. I just hope Ford they just delay the election so long that we get used to the mandates being gone. Because then after a while, even I think a majority of kind of liberal voters won't vote for more mandates. But there'll certainly be some screeching for it. Need to deny services to these stormtroopers, possibly get their names and ban them from your stores. That'd be tricky. I don't know. I mean, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about that. They're just doing their job, honestly, at the end of the day. The entire brigades of police and army standing down out of morals, it just doesn't happen a lot. You know? They're trained to do what they don't want to do. Narnian Railway. Cool name. Notice most media outlets did not cover the leftist environmentalist attack on gas pipeline Coastal GasLink work camp in northern BC that caused millions in damage. Yeah, I saw that yesterday in a tweet that said, I'll bet you the mainstream media doesn't cover this. Vancouver's like a prison for some. From the lockdowns? None of this needed to happen. Mounted horsemen, tear gas, LRAD, G20 cages. That was Australia. They were using acoustic devices on people, like burning their faces and stuff. I was just catching some of this today. Everybody started saying LRAD in the chat today. Oh, we got VUM.NGO. And blocked. One of these days, I'm going to set up a shitty PC computer and I'm going to go to VRM.NGO or whatever that thing is that they keep trying to put in the chat. True Blue Party. Thank you, Kyle. Yep, I followed them on Twitter. I'll find them here. True Blue Party. Who, what do you know about it? Is it former conservatives or? All right. I think I found it, guys. Window, Twitter, share. There we go. Angela's back at the ranch. All right, Angela. That's the True Blue Party? I don't think that's what I was looking for.
Probably not.
New Blue Party of Canada. There we go. New Blue. Jim Carahalios. Belinda Carahalios, family op. Huh. Brown shirt, it was my job. Yeah, right? But they still did it. And that's generally how things go. There's just not a lot of times you can point to where armies said, fuck you, to the general. But, yeah, that Blue Party does support the truckers. So, I don't know. We'll see. Ontario's pretty lib.
You going out there tomorrow too? Or?
Probably. That's the intention. Yeah. I didn't want to make any promises because sometimes how these live streams go.
Yeah.
Mandates have gotten really bad in BC. Seems like there's no hope now. BC's, lost. Boston Tea Party, Greg Stoll. Are you riffing on the Blue Party? True Blue Party, Boston Tea Party? Yeah. So, it's weird. I mean, I feel kind of weird being here. That shit going down there. I almost feel like I should be up there. I feel like I'm...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at the hill.
Out a bit.
Well, you know what I mean? Yeah, it feels like I do. It gets exhausting. Let's see if we can find VidStorm stream here. I'll put it on in the background until we have something else to share.
There was
not exactly either.
Trampling a few people. I don't know if you found it, but I found it on YouTube.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Share it away.
Do that, sir.
There's a little button share at the bottom, and then you can pick a window to share. Or send the link, whichever you prefer.
I'll see what I can work out here. Got too many devices happening that are not necessarily linked together.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So just send me a link.
I did see that story about CBC saying a horse was assaulted. So if it turns out that this lady who was trampled in a wheelchair by the horse was the one that assaulted the horse, that's got to be.
How dare she?
That's got to be new territory of journalism.
How dare she throw herself under the horse? That would be a new classic. That would be a new all-time high.
An all-time low for CBC. Wow.
That's saying a lot.
You said you found it there, other Jay?
Yeah, and now I'm trying to find it again.
So,
It continued going. It just kept playing other videos, and now it's not easy. But I did see video of a few people getting at least bumped off of a horse and falling down as the police went through. I wouldn't say they were trampled, but knocked over. I bet you
I
their
thought
masks.
you found specific video of the lady in wheelchair getting trampled by the horse.
I didn't find that at all. No, this was a few people that looked like they had their arms linked, and then the horses walked through them, so they then therefore fell over.
Yeah, so again, it's not only the left that can be a little bit hysterical sometimes, so
Yeah.
got to be careful with this.
Okay, so
Canadian Bieber news.
yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Canadian Beaver News has a 42-second clip from 2 hours ago of it.
Wow. Well, you can see how effective that is, though, eh? So they're like at a standstill, and they just make this giant river, and now all the cops can just swarm in and move up 10 feet just from that.
10 feet. It's more like 50 at a time, but
Sure.
yeah. And then the horses just turn around and go back behind the police where they went through again.
Man, how well trained are those horses? That's insane.
Yeah, it's
Like to send them in and do that in minus 15, stand around and then run into a bunch of crazy people that hate them, and they just do what they're told is insane.
The musical ride is all training for situations like this.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Police horse tramples people. That
Sound okay?
Yeah, that would hurt. Break bones. Potentially kill you.
Buffering, what a great name. It's a much better clip. I can send a link in the comments if you got that link. There's got to be an angle that has it. Even the thumbnail in that.
The thumbnail.
A different angle. That looks like the angle we want. Because, I mean, that's very much foot on a person, it's looking like. Oh, there's a guy talking about it. Yeah, I wonder what that aerial view is. That would be nice to have.
The police drone, the big one they were using probably.
How did horse trampling end up with Poilievre grills Trudeau over the We charity? All right. Let's see. Second one was the clip. Second one that we had here. I think we just watched that. Just gonna see. Okay, we'll take a look. Whoa. Looks like a foot gets on her.
What did you say? The horse
Looks like
jumped, tried to avoid the person. Good for the horse.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. I mean, it's horse is doing his best,
Horse
I
are better,
guess.
horses are better trained than the cops, for fuck's sakes.
So blurry, so compressy. So that foot doesn't hit.
Cleared. Horse cleared him.
Yeah. The guy in the red.
Second one.
Oh, that's the horse's tail. Okay. That's the horse's tail.
Is that a tail or is it a foot? Kind of blurry.
Right there's the tail.
Yeah.
It's all kind of bushy. You can see it better there.
Oh,
The foot the foot goes totally clear.
They at the very least got
Wow.
not forcefully, but
Oh yeah, hey, I'm not trying to say this is wonderful or anything. Just just like we were saying before, we don't want to be hysterical and say that things happened that didn't happen. And I'm not seeing the wheelchair. That's for sure.
no. And I specifically searched that in a couple different platforms and couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
There's an incidence of that like 10 years ago at a stampede, of course, in Calgary, but
Right.
Yeah. Somebody pasted that in.
Something always happens at the Stampede in Calgary. Yeah, so, I like to just really check everything because, like we were just saying before, we're laughing at the guy who's like, the truck horns, the torture tactics, it's actual torture, words are violence, so let's keep everything real. Not seeing the wheelchair thing, but maybe there's other stuff. Are those Clydesdales? They're not Clydesdales. Those are the ones with the big...
fluffy feet.
Yeah. And they're bigger.
Yeah. They wouldn't be for anybody. They'd just give you a stomping.
Saw a clip on CBC article about arrest. It showed the lady on the ground 2-3 seconds, but it began after the horses. So it looked like the lady had attacked the cops and fell. Well, there you go. CBC. Whoa, horse will fall before stepping on someone. Yeah. We like the horses, not so much the action. It is impressive, though, to see the whole operation. It's impressive. It's evil, but it's impressive. There's a lot about the last 2 years that's evil but impressive. The whole thing's quite impressive. Mr. Schwab.
Mr. Schwab. Did you see that picture of Schwab there dressed up in his whatever the hell that was?
He's all like naked at the beach, all weird.
Yeah, with the weird.
Yeah, what the hell?
S&M fucking beachwear.
I didn't see that, but I would like to. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find it.
I don't know if you'd like to see it.
I feel compelled to view this.
Oh damn! I just got reminded that I have Safe Search turned off.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Well, at least you were in screen
Yeah,
share.
I don't even know how to search for that.
Mr. Schwab in weird attire.
Yeah, but I don't even know how to describe it. It's so bizarre. Oh, okay, got it. Got it. You can't unsee this, everyone. Look away if you're faint of heart. There we go.
Can only see a little bit of it.
There we go. Oh, his head's cut off in the picture. The other picture I saw showed his head.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is real, but
I hope not. I mean, I'm not even clear what's on there.
yeah, he's like in fishnet stockings and something over his dongle.
Does he have a cat penis? Like, what's going on there? Looks
It's like very carefully wrapped. Yeah.
Maybe it's breaded.
Wow. You know that guy gets up to some pedo stuff. Oh, I wasn't sharing. I thought I was sharing. Yeah, whew.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
How'd that guy get so evil? Well, he doesn't think he's evil. He probably thinks he's an angel.
That was probably the best weekend of his life right there.
Yes, there's one you can see that. Oh, so the lady that got knocked down had a walker.
Uh-oh.
Okay, right. Well, not a good look. It's not a good look. But then, I don't know. I mean, if you're going to be there and you're going to hold the line, like, that's what happens to the line. There's that as well, right? I mean, I was there, and for once, I was social distancing. I didn't mind social distancing today so much. There's a close-up on the Schwab face. Yeah, the one I saw did show the whole thing. It really, really did look like him. You know. But, I don't know, whatever. Of course they go to freaky sex parties. It will prevail. We gotta hope. We got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Yeah. And, but it's close to, yeah. it's hard to have even like a gray pill going. It's a little bit tricky.
How many pills are there now? We're up to about 5 or 6, right?
Oh, you had red, blue. So those are the big choices. Then you got black,
right?
Yeah, which is what you and Kevin just announced, or you and Rhain. You had somebody named Kevin that's living in a box in my room, and I just made up gray pill because that's where I am. I'm really black pill, but I don't want to admit it. I can't really live life without a bit of hope, so I'm kind of gray pilled, and then white pill is hope for the future.
Is there just not a cocktail you can take, like, a handful?
Oh, we have a red and white pill now after the Freedom Convoy. You can take a red and white pill.
Excellent.
He's a whole man. Masks and boosters till the end of time. And I mean, like, you're seeing all these things now where they're like, 60% of people liberal voters will continue to wear a mask no matter what. It's just like, wow, okay.
We just got to get a picture of a mask, like choking a turtle to death, and it'll be over.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is choking a turtle, we'll be good.
I love how these guys are all like, I want paper straws, to save the earth and stuff. And the official estimate is to double all plastic garbage just from the masks and the vaccination containers.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
they'll double the world's plastic.
And I'm already picking up masks.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
In my front yard that I guess have magically flown out people's windows on the way down the street. Like, not like I have a sidewalk out here, so where they're coming from, I have no idea.
Allison's here. Hey, Allison. Paper straws suck. I know they're terrible.
You got to drink fast.
Yeah. The thing deteriorates. They suck.
McDonald's is giving out bamboo forks now. I think they're bamboo anyway. Have you got one of those wooden joys yet?
No.
Oh yeah, they're great.
A bamboo fork. Is it like reconstituted paper or something?
It's some kind of wood. It's got wood grain to it, so I assume it's like most wood products we have now, mainly glue with some...
Yeah. Some horrible toxic glue.
Like wood, and they're probably made out of recycled masks, so fiberglass and some whatever you want to call that stuff, just filter media.
You and me both, Allison. They're like a focal point of hatred. They're a little cylinder of hatred for me because it's yet another one of those things that all of a sudden the whole world, the only thing they were worried about was plastic straws and turtles, and that's like the only thing everybody's worried about is swept like a wave through anyone. And now it looks like it was a test. It's like a test to see if they can like get everybody to change the straws that they use, and it's just a test to see if they can get everybody scared for coronavirus, because all the same people that I know that immediately started buying metal straws and demanding that paper straws be given to them are all the same people that are going to continue wearing a mask for the rest of their lives. I like the mask because it's very easy to spot the dangerous cowards that wear them. Well, yeah, that's been the interesting thing about going out for the walks in Ottawa is just You're walking through the street at night, there's nobody there, and then you pass somebody that's fully masked up outside. It's -20. Wind's howling. They're wearing a mask. It's like, wow, I know everything about you.
They do keep your face a little bit warmer in the winter.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, no, that's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing. But that's not what's happening.
No. Definitely freeze to my beard, though, as well, which is not fun.
In college, we had potato starch spoons, and they melted in hot soup. What? So you're just like, go, 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 go.
Melted in hot soup.
The University of Idaho or something? Like, welcome to your potato starch bed.
Yeah. They're in PEI, right? The red ones and white ones.
Hop Issaluk, hey, welcome. Good evening, night, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We're, just talking about random stuff. We had a round one of Flat Earth earlier. I think I won, but, Two Little Fish thinks she won. You've never worn one yet? Yeah, that's a good point. I love how the entire banking world, that must be interesting. Now everybody comes into their bank with hats and shades and a mask on.
Yeah. I've been yelled at going into banks like at ATMs that are on basically the outside of the branch for wearing a motorcycle helmet.
Yeah, I was
mask, sunglasses, and a hat, and that's fine.
Yeah, I was kind of taken aside once in a bank for, I had I guess aviator shades on and a hat and like a scarf or something, and they were just like, hey, maybe think about not dressing quite like that when you come in next time. And I was like, oh wow, things I've never thought of. I'm in Tennessee, maybe 5% wear them. Yeah, well, you guys down there, you guys didn't get fooled. You missed my first Jet J. I want to be your lover.
Oh, you're gonna get flagged again.
Oh yeah, right. Well, I wasn't accurate enough to get flagged.
Isn't accurate enough.
I won't sing the next line in the song though. That would be inappropriate. I'm asked to go into a bank. I know everybody's masked up. Oh man. And they're going to continue wearing them. Everybody's like, you can't take that away from me. And when Ford went on his rant, Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, went on his little rant about, you know what, we're fed up with it, and you can still transmit it even if you're vaccinated, and we got to learn to live with it and stuff. And leftist Twitter is just lit up today with people. Doug Ford is spreading misinformation about the virus, and that his health minister is giving the plan for how we're going to open up. And there are medical doctors on Twitter that are calling for him to be stripped of his medical license. And it's just, you were perfectly fine with him declaring all the lockdowns. It was listen to the science when he wanted to lock down. But now that he wants to open up, how seriously the tweets are like, how can this man still have a medical license and stuff like that? It's like what? Is it everybody just they want this to be forever?
Yeah, well, they're already starting. I read at least 3 separate articles today now talking about how these provinces that are easing the mandates are going to pay for it in just a short little while. We're just going to see surges again.
I've been waiting for the surge numbers to happen here in Ottawa since the truckers showed up, and
nothing, zero.
Was a record low since December 6th.
Exactly. Well, that just shows the bullshit of all this.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the trucker protest should have been the biggest ongoing super spreader event forever.
Oh yeah, I mean,
nothing's
getting
happened.
a drink. Continue.
Yeah, one of the main things when they were first coming into Ottawa, when I was outside of the city, I met with a couple people that were, distributing food and things like that, and pretty much got, coughed in the face from day one. Like spittle actually hit me, and I recoiled from one of the guys that had come from out west, and just like, oh great, here we go. This is the beginning. Let it begin. And never happened. Nothing came of it. I don't know. Still, people I know that are sick are like friend of a friend. I do know some people that have got it, been verified, but I see, I don't know how many people every day. I'm in stores every day, like passing, 200-300 people in a big box store every day, and haven't even had a close call. It's crazy. I felt worse from the vaccine than anything that's happened since. So the vaccine was no bueno.
Yeah, well, I'm in the same boat. I mean, and this just it hasn't been COVID, but I mean, I haven't had even a cold in. I think this will be my 5th winter. It's my 4th or 5th winter now. I haven't even had a cold. Nothing.
Yeah, quite a while for me too. I mean, I
don't know,
have been.
I'm not sure what's going on there. Probably means I'm going to get like full blown something really bad. That's just around the corner.
I was kind of
I
too.
don't know.
I had a couple of medical things that have just mysteriously cleared up in the past 4 or 5 months that shouldn't clear up by themselves, and they did. And then you look at it, and it's like, oh well, you might want to get checked for cancer because your system's ramping up and fighting something, and it just took care of that. I'm like, oh, excellent! I love the internet. I'm going to Google that right away.
Nice. Yeah, ungoogle that. Yeah, ungoogle.
Yeah. It's like, okay, nope, we'll just stop reading now. Things are
I'm
getting
not sure that
scary.
makes sense, so
No, it doesn't. But
I don't think that makes sense.
no. Yeah, this is again, Googling is dangerous.
But I mean, I don't know how they've never found a way to verify any of those numbers that they've talked about over the past 2 years at all. I mean, they throw out numbers as like, okay, there's this many new cases. Okay, well, how are you proving that? I mean, other than just saying that it's happening,
Well, they're not
I
even
mean,
keeping.
it was the first full winter there. The common flu, the average flu disappeared altogether.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
caught it. It was all COVID. How's that possible?
Eradicated the flu. It's gone.
Oh yeah.
Gates-
Michael
Gates-
Jordan
Gates-
fan.
Gates was already talking today in an article about the next pandemic already.
Oh yeah, what's that one called?
Well, who knows? I'm sure they got to figure it out. Though.
In one ear, out the other. You just ignored that already.
That question? No, I heard you. I said I don't know. They probably have it figured out already. I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe the COVID vaccine is what wiped out the flu. Flu virus
Well, this
didn't
was
work.
before the vaccine even rolled out. I think the flu virus disappeared.
We got a caller.
What?
Michael Jordan fan.
Connection good?
How you doing? You're on. What do you got to say?
Yeah, hi. Because I've been using Streamer for connection's been bad, so I just want to make sure is it loud and clear.
Well, it seems a little bit like a clicky, like it's breaking up a little bit. How's it sound to everybody else? Give us a test.
That's testing. Michael Jordan fans are the worst NBA fans. Test.
We can understand you. It kind of clips when you start talking, but Gibber, man, what do you got to say tonight?
If it ends up being bad, if you hang up on me, no hard feelings. I'll understand. Okay, so I just found your show. I was the guy in the chat room writing, asking, do you think pretty much all topics, or do you only stay on topic?
We're open. We're open. If you want to go to like Michael Jordan fans and stuff, we're not a big basketball crowd here.
No problem. Yeah, I got a couple of topics. I like to call in different programs and bring them up. I do it for my. So here's 2 topics. If you don't like them, again, no hard feelings. I don't judge. It's your show.
You bet.
Topic number. Stop and think that when you buy meat, cheese, cream, or pretty much anything that comes from an animal, you're giving into an industry that's torturing and killing animals. And the second topic. When a graduates high school, okay, he's no longer in high school. Do you anywhere in where it says anything, or even any religion where it says anything, like now that a guy turns 18, he's no longer supposed to be a any girl under 18? Then those are 2. And I.
Damn, you're just breaking up like just enough that it's ruining some of the point. Yeah. You want to quickly try maybe quickly try hopping back out and back in again, and we'll start on. So your basically first one was meat is murder, meat is torture.
Not the meat is torture. Question people for eating if they have no choice, if they're eating to survive. But there's a difference between versus eating things you don't need, which ends up torture. You're giving your money to tortures and kills them.
Right. Okay. So what I say is remove yourself from the stream, come back and see if that fixes it, and then maybe after that we'll try some further troubleshooting because you're just breaking up like directly in between words, or maybe try a different mic or a different headset or your positioning. It sounds like something's trying to open and close a gate on your voice. Okay, so just pop out and pop right back in, and we'll start the round of conversation based off of your first topic, and then we'll find out what your second one was after.
Yeah, it was hard to say.
Thank you very much. If it doesn't work out, no problem.
Hey, it's great, man. You're the first caller. We needed a caller. It's the first time we're trying this. Still a small channel. We need topics. It's good. Okay, so back in the 90s, I went vegetarian and eventually vegan over precisely what I believe Michael Jordan fans was talking about. Is that I have no problems whatsoever with animals eating animals. It seems to be very much what we're set up to do. We're omnivores, all that stuff. But finding out details about how they are raised, how they're treated, what's in them. There's just any number of reasons that one could, I think, very rationally and not ideologically at all, choose to stop eating at least big factory meat. And I know, I think everybody else here in this chat wouldn't disagree with that at all. I know Rhain... well, Rhain's growing his own. Rhain's growing his own animals. And getting venison. I remember when you lived in Ottawa, Rhain, you got venison sourced from a local farm. They got to live a natural life, grain-fed, killed humanely. So on those levels, I have no problem with it. But the factory farm meat and stuff is just really, truly, purely evil, especially when you consider the stuff going to market for retail. Something like 60 to 70% of it gets thrown out.
Yeah, it was hard to hear exactly the complete question that he had there. There was some nuance, obviously, to what he was asking.
Yeah. He had the nuance gate on his microphone whenever he tried to explain what he was saying. It's like no nuance.
Yeah,
Everything.
Well, as far as the factory farm stuff goes, yeah, I mean, I think most people, most meat eaters are there. You know, the ones that understand what's going on anyway.
Whether they know it or not, I think most people are there. It's just a question of whether they've found those things out.
Well, and I mean, if anybody, and I mean, for anybody out there who does eat meat, I mean, if you have the opportunity to buy some, truly organic, free-range stuff from a local farmer or whatever, spend the extra dollars just even once, and you can, it's not hard to tell the difference between that and store-bought meat. I mean, it's night and day.
Yeah.
So. But as far as, nobody's ever going to convince me on the vegetarian argument that we shouldn't be eating meat at all. I mean, for starters, human beings are, we've got our back teeth, which are capable of crushing bone for a reason. We're designed that way, always have been designed that way. And I mean, there's more arguments to be made too. I mean, good God, people don't understand. It's so much of an ecosystem and wildlife ecosystem is destroyed when you're, not the same if you're stripping down vast swaths of forest to have cattle grazing area, fair enough. But if you're doing the same thing to plant soy or corn or whatever else, it's the same process. I mean, human beings are just destroyers. That's what we do. Meat or vegan really has nothing to do with it. It happens under both scenarios. And that's the argument that always seems lost on vegans for me. They don't understand that. They think, they think all these vegetables just appear out of thin air or something. I don't know.
I think it's fine. Like if somebody, like even if it's like just sympathetic reasons they don't want to eat meat, that's fine. I mean, some people just can't think about that nice little cow and killing it, and that's totally fine. And humans are fine without meat. We can go either way, so that's fine. It's just like you're saying, if it's like someone's making the argument that we should not eat meat, they really don't have a lot to go on, as far as I'm concerned.
No, nothing. You know, and these same people, not to denigrate vegans, but I mean these same people that are, if it's the I don't want to hurt an animal thing, I mean they probably got no problem swatting mosquitoes that land on them or stepping on bugs.
If they were a little bigger and meaner, they'd eat us.
Yeah, is cute the definition by which you don't want to kill something? Like, is that how you value life?
For some people, I think so, and as long as that's what they're saying. What I'm saying is that I'm agreeing with you in that I don't think there's much of a basis you can say for we shouldn't eat meat. And especially this big turn now, the weird, creepy Bill Gates thing where he's like trying to grow meat and shit, and it's just like because it's bad for the planet. Well, it's the factory farming that's bad for the planet. You can't make an argument that animals are bad for the planet. So I mean, like they made the problem in the first place, and now they're trying to make us feel bad. It's you greedy, fat Americans. You're drinking, you're eating too much meat, but it's like these crazy factory farms that are destroying the planet.
Well, I don't even know if they're destroying the planet. They're destroying the meat industry and probably destroying the people who are eating all that garbage. But,
Well, some of them have real devastating environmental effects. I mean, like the swine ones that they make, and they're these multi-story, like, insane compounds, and it's like when they're done, it's just like the surface of the fucking moon after they're done. It's that toxic. There's so much pig shit and chemicals and stuff coming out of it. So I mean, there's that too. But to tell us that it's us being greedy when it's really just the system that we're using to make that much meat.
No, it's not even that. That's just poor business practice. That's just faulty business practice. I mean, mines are guilty of that up here all the time.
Yeah.
Now there's more mines and reclamation in the Yukon than there are operating mines at the moment.
Yeah, but aren't the factory farms good business because it makes the pigs cheaper?
Well, I'm not making an argument on that one way or there. The argument I made there is that I think you could probably factory farm but still produce a quality product, but you might not get the numbers that some of these places are getting by cutting corners or whatever, but it's a nuanced thing. I mean, it is. It's just
there's always nuance.
It's not black and white is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I get my meat from like occasionally it is hunting, not very often, but the farm that I'm buying my meat from is definitely considered a factory farm. But you're welcome to go there anytime you want and see how the whole process works. It's automated. It's as clean as it can be. The animals are treated ethically. Nothing is, tortured. But I mean, it's not like you have free range cows either. If I'm eating beef, there is always some control there.
Yeah.
So
you mean like the health?
Yeah, like there's always going to be.
You mean like the FDA?
Yeah. There's always something. Like the cows are so content in what they're doing and in their ignorance that they go to the milking machines by themselves. They go to the farmers. If the farmer is out in the middle of the field and just sits down, they want to know what's up. It's like, hey, this guy's my buddy. He feeds me.
What would he ever do to me?
Exactly. That one day they walk through the wrong gate and boom, bolt gun. They're done.
Right, but I mean, also at the same time, sure, there's regulatory agencies, but it's also cows like hooked up to milking machines so long that their teats get infected, so they're pumped so full of antibiotics and chemicals and stuff. And this is all allowed by the FDA, and this all gets into what we're eating,
He goes through that as well. Like those cows, his milking machines, because there's beef side and dairy side, they go there when they need to milk. It's an automatic machine. They walk in. When they're done, as soon as they start moving forward, the machine disconnects and off they go.
Right.
So it really depends on the setup.
Well, exactly, and it is these giant factory farms that, I mean, it was horrific reading what I learned like in the '90s in books that were written probably in the late '80s. It was bad enough then to scare the shit out of me, and it's
Yeah.
only gotten worse. There's only been, just like the media companies, the farm companies have been conglomerating. It's only more factory farming, while they're, they probably own the organic companies too while they're at it. Any final words on the meat? Well, hey, thank you to Michael Jordan. Fans are the worst fans. You got us going. So we're going to crawl back up here. We got a little bit of HIV action, I see. And none of us can get enough HIV. That's for real. Where do we find... Who started the HIV? Bo.
Any last words?
Ebola, HIV. Here in the U.S., next pandemic is bird flu. I'm going to go with HIV myself. Mariangela. They are saying that there is a contagious form of HIV. The COVID vaccine in Australia, when administered, resulted in Aussies testing positive for HIV. By contagious, you mean like aerosol, because HIV is contagious, allegedly. Allison says HIV was in the jib. They talked about it on the BBC.
Jib.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's just friggin' HIV all the time these days. We're hearing about it all the time now. And it's so funny when you think this is HIV was Fauci's first attempt to do exactly what we got right now. If he had had his way in the 80s and 90s, it would have been exactly what we're seeing now. He was trying to say that HIV was spread through the air and close contact. We had to keep distance, and we needed a vaccine. And that's when they were working on the mRNA vaccines then, and that's when Robert Malone comes into the picture. Bo says, Mariangela, yes, and also the COVID Brutus is 1/3 HIV. Brought this up on the radio a couple days ago. Perilous World Radio. Yeah, there was a guy in the... I'm going to bring it up again. The Corona grand jury out of Germany. Someone brought this up today as well. A Croatian doctor brought that up. Mentioned something about the DNA showing qualities of HIV. Allison Salty said tonight that the population of Canada is the same as the illegals in California. And he's bragging about how amazing you Canadians are. Yeah, Are we? Does that mean we're better than illegals in California? It does cause an HIV effect. It can cause AIDS. My cousin is a director in the hospital in Rome and thinks based on his research AIDS was made in a lab. Yeah, it wouldn't be the most shocking thing. Now, for me, this is another level we can go to. I'm very quickly becoming a terrain theory person. So I'm very quickly becoming of the opinion that there's no SARS-CoV-2. It doesn't exist. We're only having a pandemic of testing, and the first run at this was HIV/AIDS. HIV is again just a pandemic of testing, and it could be shown by the fact that you could get a test in British Columbia and be negative, and then you could drive down to Washington State and turn up positive. It's like a precursor to the PCR tests. The way that they did it, it's all combinations of things being detected. The antibodies, they're looking for the antibodies. And no two tests were alike. And again, that was the first run at a pandemic of testing. What I think AIDS is what good old Kerry Mullis. That's when Kerry Mullis first shows up, the inventor of the PCR test. He was a huge yeller about AIDS. He thought the whole thing was a hoax. He and another guy that was nominated for Nobel, a Swiss guy, I think, they said it was the reason in America it was a gay disease is because of the raucous gay lifestyle, doing amyl nitrate poppers, cocaine, having just crazy multiple sex partners, and not sleeping, and then going to work, and then doing it all over again. that whole swinging gay sex scene, and then specifically with anal intercourse, too many foreign substances, too many immunosuppressants. Without sleep, your immune system collapses, and that's what they think AIDS was. And that got tossed out of the window because of, guess who? Anthony Fauci. And his guy. What's the guy? Gallo, the guy that found the disease. They're actually very good documentaries out. I will put something up on Twitter about it if I dare. I don't know, it'll probably get me banned. They're very, very good documentaries from around the 2002 zone of life, maybe a little earlier, that really break this down very well. So I'm pretty much there. Still got a few things that I'm kind of like I don't quite get about terrain theory as opposed to germ theory, but I'm almost there, really, people, because I don't think there's a virus. I think there's just a test that finds positives. Omicron was shown to have gone from a rat to someone in Africa. Gates target market. Yeah, right. These mice are bacon, lettuce, tomato, humanized rice.
It's like that's a tasty mouse right there.
Yeah, I say. Yeah, we were talking about beefalo and bacon mice. Bill Gates is the guy behind Soylent Green in the movie.
Squirrel and biscuits.
Soylent Green is 2021? No way! I didn't know that. Soylent Green is people. Bo Hansen. All right, we got a talker. Bo, what's up?
What's going on? How's that sound out there? Test 1 2 1 2. Check check.
You're clear.
You good?
You're good. Yeah.
Nice.
What's on your mind, man? What's on your mind? Welcome.
What's not on my mind? Let's say that, huh?
All right.
What a perilous world we live in these days. I actually I have a radio station that I am on 3 or 4 times a week. It goes nationwide, actually worldwide. We're in Guam, I guess, too, besides the United States. But we're talking about all this. We talk about all this stuff at the same time. And man, your guys' chat, very impressive, very wide awake. They know what's going on.
We got a good group. We got seated by, Viva Fry early on. So that's a really smart, cool crowd. So we got big bumps from Viva Fry, and I think we got a really smart crowd that came over, and it responded well to a lot of talking on the stream about the deeper issues instead of just kind of like there's Parliament Hill and there's a protester.
Yeah. So we got the politics. The politics is kind of like the stage. Like, hey, look over here. It wants to separate us into a us versus them 2-party system. So we're just fighting and not looking what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest issue. That's right. That us versus them tribalism goes so deep back in our human nature and our DNA, which is nothing but memory. And we're talking about Bill Gates. God, this guy. So Bill Gates Foundation got in trouble for spraying vaccines over South Africa back in the 90s. Okay. Right now, the University of California, I just talked about this on the radio. You can go check out their page. They have produced aerosol vaccines. And that works with the stratospheric aerosol injection that the Air Force does here in the United States as far as the geoengineering, weather manipulation, and modification.
I've been hearing about that too. They have spray vaxes and food vaxes and drink vaxes.
So check this out. So you can watch a video of Bill Gates giving a lecture on a vaccine to produce to take out the target, what he calls the God gene. It's a gene that we have in our DNA that connects us to empathy. And he was specifically talking about the Middle East back when that was the big, look over here sign. Yeah. And this is I think it's 2000. And he had this developed. And that video is very impressive to watch him talk about that. So it's like, man, what are they spraying this over, making everyone just kind of, more robotic, brain dead, non-empathetic. We're just, it's interesting.
They're doing it so that they find liberal comedy funny. That's how they test. So they test by seeing setting people down in front of Trevor Noah, and if they laugh a certain amount per hour, then the vaccines work.
Well, this is true too. There's an article on the Walmart cameras and how they monitor your reaction looking at different products. Same with your phone. Your phone's measuring your emotional response by ads when ads get prompted to you. They're measuring everything. Everything's getting recorded. They want to know the mass consciousness, what's going on, and that's what's going on with what we see right now with this whole pandemic. It's just a big test. It really is a worldwide test to see what where the consciousness is of humanity.
Yeah, and we can go back through the exercises that the globalists have had and see all these things playing out. They have their little tabletop exercises. They plan for everything.
They have to. It's like almost a game. They have to tell us what they're going to do before they do it.
I think they like that.
Well, I think it's like illegal. I think it's a legal code because it doesn't put the karma on them that way. That karma now is on the responsibility of the other people. No, I'm saying I truly believe these people think that way.
Well, I think they have their own religion. I'm guessing.
Of course they do. They're enlightened by the light bearer, in my opinion, and there's a lot of power there.
The light bearer, the Lucifer.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think they think they are above us. I think they have their own secret religion and practices. It does. I think it kind of goes without saying, really. I think I would too if I was that rich and elitist.
Well, you think it's not even about being rich and elitist. These bloodlines, these families, these 5 families trace their bloodline back to Babylon.
Right.
You know, and they trace their Rh negative blood back, and they really believe that they're part fallen angel or part Nephilim, or they believe that they're a higher race than the rest of the people. They're called Aryan race. It means nobility.
So is that a thing, that Rh negative blood?
You've never heard of Rh negative blood?
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, well, that's a huge thing. So Rh negative blood just refers to the different proteins that like bind on the red blood cell. So it's what a blood cell is capable of, how much oxygen it needs to circulate, whatever. It's there's a lot of truth there, and that's why they wanted to get a lot of these Rh negative blood. The United States did, at least for all their third eye spying and stuff like that, the MK Ultra programs. They wanted the Rh negative blood because they tended to be more in touch with extrasensory perception.
Oh, bro, so give us a shout, give us a shill for your radio show, man. We got to find this.
Yeah, it's Perilous World Radio, and
Perilous World Radio. We just started going live finally on YouTube. This show is on 70-some different stations, I think, totally worldwide on radio shows only. The Foundation of Human Understanding is it's a 503c nonprofit church, in essence, and it runs different radio shows and has for 40 years. Roy Masters has taught the background of meditation and all sorts of different things to handle and to conquer your emotions and being aware and how to wake up. And he just passed away at 93, and he's been saying the Civil War's coming for years. Yeah,
I mean,
that's we're in the there's a picture I share all the time, a meme going around where they cut out one of the headlines where it's like how to talk to your conspiracy theory friends. Then the cartoon at the bottom is a boy touching the other boy in the shoulder saying, "I'm sorry, everything you said was right." It's like Alex Jones was right. Oh, everything that's happening now is stuff that Alex Jones was yelling at me in 2002 when I was waking up. And it's just like everybody laughed at him. Everybody thought he was crazy.
Well, not to say I'm not going to say he's not crazy, but a lot of people will say that I'm crazy as well because I know all this stuff. And in their opinion, I am crazy because of where they're at, right?
Yeah.
Right and wrong is perspective based.
That's right. And everybody's got their own little corners that they're willing to go into. I don't write people off because they want to talk about something wacky. We have people. We had a flat Earth debate earlier. I don't write people off because I think I don't have the same opinions. So that's where I'm like, well, Alex Jones was right about a whole bunch of stuff while he was also screeching a bunch of really wacky stuff. I don't really care about that. But the guy told me in like 2002 that they were going to release a disease. They were going to force us to have a vaccine. They're going to go for global government. It's going to be digital currency. They're going to shut down bank accounts if you have the wrong opinion. Yep. And here we are, right? You know, so who cares about the gay frogs, which he actually was right about as well. But
well, yeah, he's totally right about that. I'm not saying what Alex says is not so crazy, but for me, he just gets angry.
He's a character,
and that's a trick. We can't get angry. We can't get angry, and we can't get fearful. because that mindset puts you into a suggestive state of mind, a trance state of mind, so where you're just going to set programming. That's the whole point of what's going on the last 80 years in culture. Everyone's living in a hypnotic state where they're just getting all this suggestive programming, these trigger words, everything. If you check it, science can measure this through the brain waves, through the theta
it's fear.
relationship.
I mean,
brain.
it's just been a lot of fear. So get us a link, man. We're gonna move on shortly. Give us a link because there's a whole bunch of Perilous World Radio. What is your actual your actual domain? When we find who's actually you, because you've been hosted on all sorts of blogs and stuff.
Well,
there's a RadioAmerica.com.
Yeah, the website's
FHU. Okay, cool, got it.
It's all over the place. That's why. Yep, FHU.com is our site, and we just started going live on YouTube, 9:30 Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. We take calls in chats now, and that's on Foundation of Human Understanding's YouTube channel.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So we'll get that channel. We'll do a little.
You guys are awesome.
Here. You're the best, man. Thanks for calling in. It isn't a good show unless we call in and talk about.
Be blessed.
RH negative. Have a good night, man.
Take care.
All right, wicked. Alex is the master. All right. So sorry, everyone. We're doing a call-in show. We got chats. We won't be able to keep up with all the chats. Crawl back through. Let's get back to the BLT. BLT is the proof they're not using a single cell line from the 80s. This is not just human liver. This is bone marrow liver. Mariangela, you got to teach us a whole bunch of stuff. So what is BLT then? Interesting. Meat bags, SIG's good. Huh. That's a conundrum. From embryos. You know a lot, eh, Mariangela? Got to call you on that. Yeah. Yeah, I smoked the whole time I was vegan. But it's different, and people. I've had that. People go like, "Oh, Jason, you're not going to take the vaccine and put poison in your body, but you're smoking, and you order McDonald's sometimes and stuff." And it's like, but I know. I'm not going to walk up to someone and argue with them that I'm doing good to my body by having a cigarette. I'm not going to tell them that I think McDonald's is healthy for me, and no one's trying to tell me that. I'm doing it anyway because I'm an idiot. But, the vaccines are pissing on my leg and telling me it's raining. This will save you. And I'm like, no, fuck you. Or you have to take it. Take this or you lose your rights. So, immediately I'm just like, fuck you. Nobody's saying smoke or lose your rights or.
Imagine they did that. Imagine they told everybody that you have to start smoking to beat COVID.
I thought they were going to at first there. Remember all the studies? They were saying, smoking seemed to stop it because of something that changes with vitamin D and receptors and stuff. It was actually quite convincing, the guy that was talking about it.
Yeah.
It's that thick layer of tar coating all your membranes. It doesn't allow.
I think the toilet paper one was a test and we flunked. Yeah, I'd say the opposite. I think that was a test and we passed with flying colors. Klaus Schwab is like, oh, yes, look at the idiots. Yes, hold the toilet paper. Yeah, ha, ha.
I think I'm finally using my last roll that I stocked up on there.
Yeah? You went hard?
No.
Oh.
No, I thought it was funny, and every time I heard reports of that stuff, I'd go in and look, and there was lots there. It's like,
yeah.
I don't see a problem. You've got limits on it, though. That's a little strange.
Q Magoo. Hey, welcome. Haven't seen Q Magoo for a while. They learned how to encapsulate bacteria and drop it on us recently. Cold weather doesn't affect it. Melts in our tissues, but it's top secret. So try not to talk about it. Okay, I'll take this off the screen right now. That never happened. If you look up humanized mice on the Regeneron site, it will scare you how unashamed they are of using this. They have flyers and many are humanized mice. Yeah. Are you familiar with Brett Weinstein's work in the whole mice testing realm? He's got like explosive evidence that they've run the whole genome of the gene health of these mice so into the ground that it actually invalidates all of the mice testing they've been doing for the last several decades. It's absolutely wild, totally explosive, and it's how he ended up on the fringe instead of getting a friggin' Nobel Prize, which the person that he worked with got using a lot of his work. It's fascinating stuff, really crazy story, and very hard to understand because I don't know a lot about that kind of mice biology stuff. Brett Weinstein's very good at breaking that stuff down. It's fascinating stuff. Elizabeth Kenya bacteria outbreak in Wisconsin was using said tech. Look it up. Many dies he discovered. Covered up. Still a mystery. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Boy, everybody knows so much in our chat. Pure ghost. David Icke is great. He was another guy like my big awakening after 9/11. He was a guy that he was fantastic. But just like Jones, you're like, no, explain to me, you know, like how they fake the planes and all this stuff. But then he's got to go like, you know, third eye opened, lizard people, all that stuff, you know. So, just like I was saying before, dudes that have facts, they're still facts even if they're weird. AJ's tip jar being right. Yeah. Alex Jones's tip jar of being right is overflowing. Unfortunately, his tip jar of getting sued overflowed. Really shut him up. Super Spreaders deserve more subs. We do. We do. But, you know, we're going to keep doing, you know, at least a weekly like this. And more informational, subject-oriented shorts throughout the week, keep things going in a news sense, and get back to this channel was created to do exactly this: get talk going, keep awareness up, talk about issues, make sure we're not going insane.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet, but I feel better when I'm surrounded by people that sound similarly insane. Feel a little less insane.
We're at the point now where I think we've got enough subs. We've already been talking about this, that we should be able to reach out to maybe some more interesting guests. And
that's it, right? So at least the numbers look good, and I've seen some of my favorite people show up on channels with similar, not shockingly low numbers.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm sure that we can get some really cool people on here and get some growth. I'd love to have Dr. Andrew Kaufman on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets onto pretty small channels, though. His star is rising pretty fast, so that might be a bridge too far. Or Matthew Arrett, this Canadian kid, who is just, we could just say, hi, we're Super Spreaders, here's Matthew Arrett, and he would literally talk for 2 hours deconstructing Canadian history for us.
Sign him up.
One of the most fascinating things I've ever heard in my life. He explains how Canadian nationalism and our flag are creations of the Queen. It's a creation of the City of London. They like sent teams over to create Canadian nationalism because at that moment they wanted to bolster Canada against the Republican movement in the States. Absolutely fascinating, and his angle is that I've known for a long time Canada is the money laundering arm of the Anglo-American Empire, but he just blew my fucking mind. Canada has been used as a bulwark against America this entire time, and it astounding. And he's not gigantic yet. He's going to be. This guy's going to be huge because he's like young. He's good looking. Can talk like all night like Jordan Peterson and stuff. His star is really taken off, but we might be able to get him on. He makes you rethink the entire history of the Earth in 5 minutes.
Wow.
McDonald's in a cigarette won't give you Graves' disease, seizures, or Guillain-Barré. Yeah, maybe. Hopefully not. Exactly. So, you know, good point. And no one's going to tell me that it's good for me and I should do it and I have to do it. I'm being a moron, having beer with processed clamato juice in it, sucking back cigarette after cigarette of my own accord, and I know it's bad for me. Danzer, I learned about Agenda 21 when I was in high school. Yeah, right. Wow, yeah, you were ahead of the curve. I was definitely a lot older than that. And someone brought up earlier India and Gates, and that's an interesting story. they went in with a polio vaccine into India and ended up giving a whole bucket load of kids.
Oh,
Guess what? Yeah. Except, guess what? They changed it to, I can't even think of the name. It's got this whole big modern name, and they said it's a whole new disease. So, don't worry. The vaccines did actually get rid of polio, but they've got something that's exactly like polio, except now we call it like, legs don't work ascites or something. Absolutely unbelievable. You quit smoking in January? Holy smoke. Holy smoke, literally. What's that, other Jay?
I said I did too. It still sucks.
What are you sucking on there? You got a pipe?
Vape pen.
Yeah. I had a vape and I had some success with that, but I got it from a buddy, but then it broke down. Yeah, so I got to get another one. It actually, it worked pretty good. It kept me off of it. Yeah, right.
Different substances.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I quit in October, and it still sucks.
Yeah, still want one?
I'm wishing they would say I need to start smoking again because it'll keep me from getting COVID.
That's right. Well, don't look up that argument on YouTube, man. Because that guy I saw making the argument, it was quite convincing. Yeah.
The $20 a day habit has turned into I just throw my money at crypto and watch it disappear.
Oh yeah. I was telling you about this other Jay and Rain. So that's the project we got to get back on. We got to do shitcoin night. Yeah, that's the other live stream we want to do. People want to do shitcoin night, and each of us comes in with a fixed amount of cash, and we go after just the dirtiest, nastiest, freshly minted, probably total just like Taiwanese like scams, rug pulls. And we see how we can who makes the most money in the night, or who loses the most. Maybe then you win.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Go with the loser because I've been averaging like 80% loss almost every day for quite some time now.
It's a dark time for the crypto at the moment. Yeah. It might only get darker with what's coming in. Q Magoo says Elizabeth Kingia bacteria was sprayed on citizens as a beta test for cold weather delivery. Don't doubt. Okay. Many 187s. Some were wealthy. Media lives we do not forget. Indeed, we don't. Speaking of Canadian history, my cousin is cousins with Melissa Lanceman, and the Trudeaus have a very long history Nazi support. What? Quebec youth protested us helping France against Hitler. All right. The Trudeaus go back to kind of like Bush, where they're like actually Nazi supporters. Buffering, smoking never lets go. You got that right. Zin helps. Speaking of Canadian, okay, we got that. Yeah. I love you all. You have more than you know. Seed planted. Thank you, Q Magoo. Love right back at you. Yeah, everything crashing nowadays.
I'd rhodium.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's good old metals, and there's lots of, the coin thing is just a wacky, still the Wild West. We're like a decade and a half into it, but it's still just sheer wackiness out there. So lots of things are depressed, but lots of things are stable. My Shiba Inu's up from where it was when I bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that at the peak was my mistake. I get
that. Well, that's always the mistake.
Even and then it just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like I said, I still have multiple millions of that, and I just watch it go really close to what I paid for it, and then go.
Yeah. You got like your finger hovering over the sell button.
Loser.
Trudeau mom very generous with Castro. Yeah. This Castro thing is we're never gonna let him go on that. That's our birther. That's the Canadian birther thing. The Trudeaus go back to communism from World War I, not just World War II. Wow, interesting. Like I haven't done a deep dive on Trudeau. But yeah, that seems like a big. That's the least shocking thing I've heard today. Money will or is now gold backed again. Silver, gold. I don't know. I don't think they're going to put it back on it, but I think the world will go back to it eventually once the whole thing falls apart. Nazi is the National Socialist Workers' Party. They were very left wing. Yeah, right. So this is like this debate that intellectuals love to toss back and forth. Were the Nazis left wing or were they right wing? I think they were a very curious mix of both. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can really kind of pick a little of both out of each side, but I mean, it's in their fucking name. You know, like you can't take that out. And they did price controls. You know, they didn't take over businesses as much, but they did price controlling. They did market control. You know, all that stuff, and it's a totally collectivist, identity-based system. It's good, totally Marxist. Just has some kind of right-wing stuff thrown into it, but not much.
Yeah.
They tried to make a new religion to replace religion. You know, like it's just almost exactly what we're seeing now. I think they're left-wing. I think you're right there, Mariangela. I think you might be right about everything, Mariangela. Danzer was advised to buy high, sell low. The seminar only cost me $100 special deal. The whole world was supposed to get into Nasara Gesara in 2001, but guess Gesara what happened? What's Nasara Gesara?
Oh, you don't know what Nasara Gesara is? Wow.
Oh, you got to shame me. You got to take that extra little minute and shame me.
I wasn't shamed
as well.
I can't shame you.
You're right. I actually have no pants on right now. You can't shame me.
That's the whole basic collapse of the world financial system, and then replacing it, like getting rid of everybody's debt. Like we're just going to pay off all your debt, but then it's the UBI. It's all that.
What does it stand for?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know that?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't have my pants on either.
Yes, everyone wins.
Everyone wins.
Indiana, Nazi, we're socialist. I mean, I don't know. I find it hard to look at. There's like right wing, but there's also just like what's been defined as right wing in modern times is like we don't want a lot of immigration and this kind of stuff. You know, there's not much. It's mostly lefty, you know, when you really get down to it. It's hard to study this stuff because this actually was in our school textbooks and they removed the history. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to look, especially in Europe, the way the history was rewritten after both the world wars.
Well, the reality is the majority of these lefties that are throwing these terms around, the majorities around at the conservatives or anybody who doesn't agree with them, I mean, they have no clue what they're talking about. They don't even know what these words mean.
How could they anymore? You know, like white nationalists and stuff? You're like, hey, like maybe we should actually have, you know, like rules about coming into Canada. White nationalist! Yeah, you know, like what? What are you talking about? You know, like I didn't like that Wheel of Time show. Racist! What? They throw this stuff out so quickly now. None of it means anything.
Well, if you're a nationalist, for start, if you're a nationalist, that means you what? Like love your country? Is that essentially what that means?
If you look it up, it'll be like there's like a soft definition. So it's like people feel that the white history has value, and you need to preserve that.
No,
and there's the harder.
I'm not talking about white nationalist. I'm just talking about nationalist.
Oh,
what does nationalist mean?
You protect your borders, protect your industry. You know, like not opposite a globalist.
Identification with one.
Right. So isn't that what most countries in the world do?
For its interests.
Say it again, Other Jay.
Identification with one's own nation and support for its interests.
Right, which doesn't sound that radical.
Well, isn't that what every country in the world pretty much does?
Well, that's that.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Did you see that interview with Trump back in the day? And he was like, "I'm a nationalist. What's wrong with that? And he said basically what the other Jay just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
So whether you're white, black, Asian, Hindu, Muslim, whatever, living where you are, and you're, and you believe in that principle, then you're a nationalist. Well, so what?
yeah. So then
Why is white nationalist a bad word?
because that well, I mean for them, yeah, for them, for them it's a bad word. It's just that those things that you're saying there, you identify with white culture and want to protect the interests of white culture.
Oh fuck, whatever.
Right? I mean that's a pretty soft definition. A hard definition would be closer to like, almost like white separatist, right? But so people saying like we can't let too much immigration in, or we can't have, the thing that they throw for Pat King is him going on about like political Islam and stuff, which is a very real threat in Canada. They have huge lobbying groups in Canada. So that's what he's talking about, but to them that's white nationalism. Either way.
Might not live long enough to see it, but all these fucking leftoids are going to be in for quite a surprise one of these days.
Indiana, why aren't you at the protest? Well, I don't know, Indiana, why aren't you at the protest?
It's cold out. Come on.
Because Friday nights is the thing for our show, and we decided we're going to do it, so we're trying to stick with it. I was out there earlier. Is that okay? And as I said earlier, I feel a little weird. I feel like I should be up there too as well, right? But I don't know. Life's a balance. I went up there for 2 hours, and it was slow-mo, right? So I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I should head back up or what. There's lots of people up there. I'm not going to be up in the front holding a line. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not going to jail tonight. And we will be up for our morning time slot tomorrow. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, none of the streamers are doing that.
No, I imagine some are. You see some of them, they're right up in there. The Rebel guy is actually pretty good. The kid at Rebel, you can see he's got like the closest picture, but he wants to get promoted by Ezra Levant.
Yeah, but there's a difference between live streamers like us and actual media. I mean, they've us to get in closer into the action, right? They're actual media.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's his job, right? If he pulled back too far, Ezra Levant would be in his earpiece going, get in there, what the hell am I paying you $15 an hour for?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if we want to go flat earth again. Hillary Clinton is Justin Trudeau's cousin, is that true?
I just Googled that.
Did you?
Yeah. 8 cousins once removed. And then I also Googled, am I related to Justin Trudeau? And yes, I am 32nd cousins of Justin Trudeau.
Okay, right.
But anybody, if you do the whole 6 degrees of separation thing, you're not back, or we got it.
What was, how far removed was Hillary?
8.
Right.
8th cousins.
It's like right in the line there. You want to be like, we got you, but I say 8th cousin. That's quite a ways.
Yeah, it's a pretty. They break down the tree, and I had to scroll for a while to see it all. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. At the end of the day, we're talking about East Coast rich people, so not too shocking that they would be related.
This is endlessly entertaining, actually, Googling some of the little tidbits that pop up in the chat on the side.
Yeah, man, give her. It's great. Could set us off on good topics.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah. Mariangela, the left wants the Jewish nation of Israel destroyed and given to Palestine. They're using words they invent and reinvent. Racism wasn't even a word until 1964. Then we worry who fits their description. Get really torn on trying to figure out what the plot is, because I think the modern left learned how to do what they're doing from the Zionist Jewish movement, hiding under the skirts of the Holocaust and anti-Semitism, Anti-Defamation League, and all this stuff taught the modern left everything they know. So then, why is the modern left so pro-Palestine? What's the game there? Scratchy. Oh, we got a VUM dot. Courtney Burgent. Bye-bye. Blocked. Yeah, so, God, what is this VUM stuff? They're just relentless. They just find you, I guess, after you have a certain amount. Oh, we got a sponsorship offer today. It's like bad English, and it was like from 7897321.check.cz and stuff like this. And I was just like, yeah, sure, sounds interesting. Tell me more about your company with links to your company, please. And they get the reply back, and it all sounds great. They're going to give you $1,000 per spot that you do. You just have to download their package with the movie that you're going to use and instructions on how to do it. And it's, instructions.docx, but I'm on a Mac, so it's showing docx.scr. It's got a whole different file attachment after it. So I go to an online virus checker, and it's got like fucking 8 viruses inside of it.
Just 8? Oh.
Just 8.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed.
Well, at least you didn't have to do butt stuff. I got tricked into that the other day.
Did you?
Butt stuff?
Yeah.
What's butt stuff?
Did you do it for $1,000?
Involved OnlyFans? I don't know.
The Illuminati card game made in the 90s. Yeah, man, I've seen that brought up in a few videos. It's just wild. Doesn't that have like the World Trade Center in it?
Oh yeah, it's got all the stuff in it. It's crazy.
The news is saying a bicycle was thrown at the horse's feet. Hey, Mel T.
I doubt that'd be a lefty.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I left after a couple hours, but I mean, everybody was right up in it. It was 2 hours of everybody face to face, and I mean, so there were, the kind of the fire-blooded protesters yelling "shame on you" and stuff to the cops, but there's just no violence. This group refuses to be violent.
Yeah, maybe it was, one of the children that were being used as human. Run over by the horse as they were riding their bicycle.
Yeah, crazy. All right. See, this is where I put Prince on for a minute and just give us a little reset. Just 30 seconds of Prince, and we'd be all right.
15 hours of editing.
Yeah, man, it was brutal. And the YouTube editor sucks. Big Mike was Obama's best friend, and their children are not actually theirs. I've heard all sorts of that stuff. She's a man. I've heard that. Obama, what's her name? Obama's a man.
Oh, Michelle's definitely a
man. Deaths. It's actually the debt that the Gov has incurred in your name and your social security number. We're talking about like the corporate maritime law kind of stuff there. They're not theirs. Michelle is a guy. There we go. Bunny and Rain, peas in a pod. She is kind of thick. Kind of muscular and thick. Yeah, big shoulders, big neck. Nice point about the fake Obama kids. All right, we're onto something.
I don't know why it matters. Like, honestly.
Why does it matter if she's a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's
a little weird, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The first man. Yes, this is classic. What was his name? Bill. He's a guy like before Alex Jones, like 70s. Bill. Man, I'm way too out of my old conspiracy game. He would give some fascinating talks about that stuff. And then they killed him.
Who?
I'm trying to remember the name. Maybe somebody will be able to tell me. I'll try conspiracy theory. Bill Gates. Bill Gates is ruining it. William. He was a William. Let's try that. William.
What was he? Who was he?
This American former Army guy. William Cooper.
Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah, William Cooper.
Bill Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. And they shot him dead on his ranch. It's dude for sure. Obama's gay, so the perfect couple. Met Bury. I saw those horses decided I went any channel. Stay away those horses, 2,000 pounds, and meant do extreme crowd damage. Well, you know, I mean, they're that's what they're there for, is to separate the crowd. It does. To be fair, it does seem that the police are being very careful not to hurt anybody, but still achieve their objective. I think the restraint being shown by their side is amazing, although what they're doing is not amazing. You know. Horses are meant for war. The horses are meant for doing exactly what they're doing. So similar training, yeah, you know. You got to train horses the same way so that they can go into battle. That's where that all training comes from, but yeah, you know, credit where it's due. Well, if nobody's calling in, the boys seem kind of tired tonight. I think maybe we'll give her a call for tonight. We had 25 concurrent viewers at once. Lots of great chat. You people are amazing, so we're going to do this every Friday night. You guys got to come back. I want to see Mariangela call in, because you got a lot to tell us. Bunny's got to call in and tell us when she's going to pick us up and fly us around the continent. So they killed that handicapped woman today, and she was a native. Can I have we were fucked for $200? Alex, is that verified? Are you saying some verified shit, Allison? A woman died?
Oh, Matt wants to call in.
Where?
Right below Allison there. It says Met Fury. Want me to call in?
Of course we do. Just click that link in the description and you'll show up here and we'll bring in.
Mariangela Zott certainly looks like he could be native.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of the POC going on.
I can go longer if you want. I don't care. It's only 8:30 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still good too. I'm
just always tired.
We're just getting kind of, you know, a little bit of the dead air. She was run over by the horse. Well, we keep hearing that. We got that footage. Didn't seem like there was. It didn't look like there was anything fatal happening.
No, I'm watching one that was put up on Newsweek.
Yeah.
It shows more of the large trucks towing the other large trucks than anything, but
no, we haven't seen the walker either. It started with wheelchair, then it went to walker.
yeah, I'm
She
trying
got
to
run over and stepped on by the damn horse. Yeah, we just went frame by frame through the video and definitely got knocked the hell down, but not stepped on. If this is the woman.
It's auto-filling in the search now, so other
Right?
for it.
7:30 there.
Toronto Star says a woman 80 killed at crosswalk. That's not it.
Yeah, there was a vehicular accident downtown Ottawa today on Cooper and somewhere.
Yes, the woman who died was a woman handicapped and a native. Trudeau pet is fucked. It'll be bad if that's true. You're right. I mean, that's going to be bad PR. But, well, damn, you think that would be everywhere.
No, it wouldn't be.
You got to,
that up.
I mean, Twitter and
Buried.
kind of the back channels and stuff. People will be talking about it.
Yeah, not.
Yeah, get us some Get us some proof action there, Allison.
Not seeing anything other than the woman that was hit by a car. Doesn't
Oh,
really
Bunny,
look like
excellent.
anything to do with the protest.
Had a good minute there with Biba today. It's always funny. I mean, like the guy's he's so well known. There's people all over him. I was waiting to talk to him, and this pretty kind of weird guy that was like trying to sell him his footage almost, or like I can do reporting good, and I can send you my good reporting, Viva. Would you like that if I did that, Viva? I can send you my reporting. And you can tell he's just kind of like trying not to eye roll too much. And then it's my turn. He's just like, hey, are you crazy? You look vaguely familiar. Are you a nut job? But it was neat. He was just like, I am not going down there. You could just tell. Kind of like wanted to. Then he's like, no, I'm just going to go talk to the police over here. Thanks. Bye. So that's great. Thanks, Bunny. Still picking up people from Viva. And it's a good crowd, you know, smart people. Skewing a little bit older. Our average age from our viewers is 40s. That's why we so smart. The horse should be ashamed of himself. Offer me call in. It's just a link at the bottom of the video, and then you click the link. It opens a web browser. You activate your mic, and you're in. We don't want your video unless you're gorgeous and single. It's just such a blast. Good, Bunny. We're trying. We're trying. And as we say, we're hoping in the future we want guests. We want cool guests. Maybe one of you could be a cool guest. Very cool. I love Viva Pry. Yeah. He's such a dude. He really got it going on. Guy can talk. Holy crap. And he's short. Had no idea. He's like almost Prince short. But not quite that short. 76, March 15th. Dang, still flying, girl? Woo! Oh, that's me. Oh, I'm single. All right. You'd be Cradle Robin, though. So it's Met. Did you want to jump in? Just gotta click the link. Click the link. Send link for voice. I'm not bright. That's the way to do it. All right. I'll just chuck her in the chat here.
Is it he or she or what?
Voila.
No.
Met Fury. Is Met Fury a he or a she? We're about to find out.
Get the link. All right.
Actually, I'm past the sell date.
Aren't we all?
Only $9.99.99. We're gonna offer $666.66. So maybe we can meet in the middle.
Let's just do $9.99.
Toronto Sun article has the Warmington video clip with commotion horses. Warmington police horses trampled demonstrators. And the Toronto Sun, cool. So like mildly right-leaning rag. Met Fury, welcome to the FreedomStream. What's on your mind, Met?
Well, you guys can hear me?
Yeah, you're coming through. Maybe get a little closer up on your mic. It sounds like it's trying to cut you out. Let me see if I got control here on. I think it's doing like some echo stuff.
Yeah,
Let's turn you
I'm
up.
sure I'm coming good pretty well.
Okay, cool. We hear you.
Are you guys Canadians?
Every single one of us.
You know, I grew up a few months back with the Summer of Love, the BLM and Antifa, and this whole thing is a whole different way.
Yeah. It's like 85% less burning down entire blocks.
Around, they did $2 billion, and you Canadians stood the line, and you're pretty awesome people.
Thank you very much. I think we did it in a very Canadian, very orderly manner, and even now, yeah, you see with the police up in their face, it's responsible. It's an older crowd. It's led by the truckers.
Why am I hearing all these echoes?
You have speakers on.
Oh yeah, let me shut my speaker off.
Yeah, we all should have been like, what echoes, Matt?
Yeah. Could it been my speakers?
Only you hear them.
But the thing, well, I'm schizophrenic in real life.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
That's got to be tough.
But thing about the horses, I knew as soon as I seen them that was going to be trouble.
Yeah, well, it's serious at that point, right? And
those horses are 2,000 pounds.
Yeah,
and they are meant to do a lot of damage to crowds. They just took them around like a trail, but they could have turned them into the crowd. A lot more people would have got hurt. That's pretty much all I wanted to say.
All right.
They're war horses. They're
right.
Not a joke.
They are no joke.
They will kick and they will bite.
Yeah, right.
No shit.
Yeah, man, no shit at all. But they are well trained. The RCMP know what they're doing, and they seem to try to be doing it as orderly as possible.
Or real life things on horses of military. They're meant for a purpose, and it's the most damage possible to a crowd.
Right. Well, hopefully everything's all right and that lady didn't die. Matt, I want to thank you for coming on, man.
I heard she
we heard it, but we don't have real, solid verification of that.
Also.
Me too.
But I want to say you Canadians do the best protest ever.
Thank you. I think we lit the world on fire. And now it's
everybody's watching you all.
You're American, Matt?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's your turn in a couple weeks, right?
Wow, I'm hearing about different voices.
I was gonna make a schizophrenia joke, but that wouldn't be appropriate.
Well, I wouldn't mind.
You're good. You're good. I got the SuperSpreaders account suspended on Twitter for calling Doug Ford.
I heard.
Yeah, we got a big delay, man. I'm gonna kick you out, Matt, because it's not working out internet wise. Thanks for coming on. Come on to the next one next Friday, and we'll talk some more. Love you. Yeah, I got us booted off Twitter for 12 hours for calling the Premier of Ontario a schizoid. It turns out, I guess that's an insult. I thought it was an adjective. Thanks a lot, Matt. Kept us going there. We needed that.
Jay?
Yo.
I found an image of a woman that was knocked over by a horse at the protest here. That image where we were looking at the video from above.
Yeah.
Zoom in on that. The woman in the red coat is on and is knocked over. So it's not actually the video that plays after it, but the still photo from above, looks like a drone shot.
Yeah.
There's a woman laying on her side, basically underneath a horse with a walker underneath. Like a motorized, I think it's one of those little motorized 3-wheeled cart things.
I don't see the cart.
Just to the bottom right of the horse. I'm looking at the picture from the Toronto Sun.
Okay. Let's find that.
You share this for some reason, but
Toronto Sun horse trample. Hopefully that doesn't bring up a lot of
Horse
articles.
Trample demonstrators at Freedom Convoy is the article.
Okay.
I don't know how.
Okay, right. In the red coat there. Okay, I'm going to share this.
I think the guy underneath the horse at the top of the picture might have a bigger problem, but
Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, so in the red coat is definitely on one of those things. Yeah, right. But trampled and dead, I'm not so sure of.
yeah.
Yeah. So if we, let's see, if we go back to this, I was focused on the person in the brown coat.
Mm-hmm.
So Brave tab is going to be, I got too many tabs open.
Yeah, there's no follow-up information other than people asking the question, is she alive? Like, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, that one's not a great angle.
No. And of course, cannot find video of it happening yet.
So there in the red, that's her. Yeah, so there's her little bikey. Yeah, yeah. So the horse, that horse really tries to get out of the way, but we can't see what the front legs do. And she's already down at that point, so there's like a previous horse that went through. Like it must have been that horse that's on the right. That one there. That must be what knocks her down, or maybe the previous horse. There seemed to be already... Oh no, maybe the other one there. Then this black one...
Oh, come on through! Come on through!
Yeah, maybe it is that black one. I don't know. It's all annoyingly right off the camera.
Yeah. I found a different YouTube video of it now, too. Well, I assume it's the same one, but... It kind of doesn't look like she got run right over. And
Yeah, I guess maybe
like
it is that.
knocked over from the side. I mean, still not great if you're using a walker, but...
No, none of this is good optics. There's nothing about this that
No.
is good. They'll find a way, like suspected of having a bomb in her little walker thing.
For sure, yeah.
They'll find a way.
The deadly walker, for sure.
They'll always find a way. Wow.
That also looked like Toronto police.
They're from absolutely everywhere. Quebec police, all over.
Not OPS.
Yeah, they're absolutely from everywhere. I heard rumors that a bunch of the Ottawa cops got caught COVID.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure they did. I don't want to go.
Some early retirements. Yeah, I'm just not feeling. Hey, Charles. Good evening from America. I thought I would never see this in my lifetime in Canada. Boy, you and we both, to some degree, got used to being ashamed of being Canadian the way we were locked down and Trudeau and people kind and all that stuff. So, but yeah, we'll get better videos, I'm sure, as time goes on. It's going viral.
Yeah, well, it should.
Imagine it will, yeah. Update the numbers there. Whoops. But yeah, I imagine there's going to be a lot more videos. There's lots of people down there just like casually filming, so their live streams didn't go up. Lots of casuals that don't know how to put video up really quickly. So we'll see. We'll see. I hope she's not dead. Jeez.
I did see.
To me, more. Yeah.
I did see one article calling her Roberta Paulson, and that she is dead. Whether that's true, who knows?
Oh yeah.
For all the cameras that everybody's holding down there while this is going on, how is there only that one angle?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's like a bunch of cameras, and then a bunch of them are live streams. So someone would have to like clip that out of a live stream. And then there's a whole bunch of other people that are just casually holding their phones up. They have no idea what they're doing. They have to wait for them to get home and upload their footage and all that stuff. So overnight we should see more stuff.
And the more I watch it, it does kind of look like that black horse at the end just went straight over the top of her.
Whoa!
You're too far away from the camera to get glanced from the side. I was looking at, there's something red when the film, like the footage first starts, and I think it's somebody's hat because he pops up again later.
So this is weird. That Roberta Paulson, trampled by horse, it's like that weird rabbit hole I went down when they announced that this kid died of COVID here, and they used that as a big propaganda piece for getting the vaccine into children. And then when I looked at the mom's name, it turns out that I had mutual friends with her on Facebook, but that she had 2 accounts. It was really weird, but within an hour of the story going up that she had died, there are all these sites, and look at this. Who is Roberta Paulson is dead, woman trampled, and they're bizarre, like, English sites, and there are dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of them. Roberta Paulson shot in Capitol riots. Roberta Paulson rumor debunked, woman shot at U.S. Capitol. Okay, trampled by police. So that's... But then now it's here with...
Weird.
Yeah, I have damn straight have ad blocker. But this says trampled by police, and it looked like Ottawa cops. So it's weird. There's this bizarre underbelly side industry of quickly getting names up for dead. Who is Roberta Paulson is lifeless. Lady trampled. And this is exactly what it was like. Yeah, so that's Ottawa. I mean, how would they have her name already? And then there's a Roberta Paulson that maybe got shot at the Capitol. Shot in Capitol riot? And that's DC stuff. So, God, the internet is weird. Wow, it's a weird place. It's a weird, creepy, dark, fun place.
Oh,
the Paulson
surprise! I've made the 5 billionth search. Excellent.
Paulson articles on my search flag as suspect. Yeah, those are they're bizarre, weird, kind of copy bot sites that are somehow made with bots, and they go up within minutes of a rumor of someone's death. And yeah, I never finished my like deep dive on that. I was gonna do a big thread about it. It was so bizarre. It was like this. It was like a headline that went around the world of this girl dying in Toronto or Ottawa or something with COVID, and it helped push through, you know, right when they were debating about giving it to kids. And she seems fake. Like she has like 2 Facebook accounts. We have mutual friends here in Ottawa. She was in the kitchen industry. Really bizarre, but like timelines didn't add up. Barely any pictures of her daughter. There's a GoFundMe up from a friend of hers. It was so bizarre, and just reams and reams, pages of those. Who is this girl? She is dead. In broken English from all over the world, WordPress sites. So it's strange. There's an interesting research bit to be done on that stuff. So scary that was messed up. Sure was. Did you see the guys in military dressed cops searching the vehicles after they yanked people out? They look like mercs. Yeah, so they had that whole detail of cops that were in kind of the dark green outfits. It looked very military, but they did say police on them. Their hats had police crests on them. I couldn't see what was on their shoulders. I could never get in close enough to see what their arm bags were. They have badges, but they're covered up. Their numbers, their helmets had numbers.
That's the emergency response team.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's kind of like a SWAT type of thing. They go deal with stuff that needs to be dealt with.
But it was weird. I guess, because you got a pull from everywhere. But the one line I was looking at was like 5'2" girls and like a 70-year-old man. It was really strange.
They're all inclusive.
It's like the last days of the World War II.
Yeah.
Bunny, I'm surprised BLM didn't show up, or did they? Didn't seem like it. No, I think like I was saying on stream the other day, they were like, okay, we got our Seattle. Okay, we got a Toronto group. Okay, we should get a Vancouver group, maybe a Montreal group. Hey, how about Ottawa? They're like, nah.
Too boring.
We don't need BLM in Ottawa.
Yeah, we're too boring.
It's too bad. They missed an amazing opportunity. They could have come here and done anything they wanted on any night, and it would have been blamed on the truckers. They could have done anything. They could have had a field day. Every day they could have been out here lighting stuff up, and it would have been trucker.
Yep. Point.
Did the Sherp get seized? How does one seize a Sherp?
They saw the truck. It was in one of those.
Which truck is that?
It was just on the back of a flatbed. Like, I assume the person that brought it took it away.
Oh.
That was that cool 4x4 thing you were talking about.
Oh, that little black thing?
With the giant wheels.
Yeah, what the hell is it?
They float. They're 4x4s.
That's a Sherpa.
Go through anything.
Wow.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I want it. Is that its actual wheels, or did they jack those up?
No, that's the way they come.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a Sherpa. Look them up online.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
They'd be awesome. Like
Sherp. Sherp.
It's right up there with that 900 horsepower personal tank you can get that does 100 miles an hour. That's pretty cool also. I'm sure if you look up one or the other, the next video will probably be...
the other one.
They're both pretty cool.
Feel like your own little killdozer.
I'm wanting to say it was only like 25,000 Canadian. I'll tell you in a second, because I did look... That's pretty cool.
It's cheap.
Not that cool, but...
Well, it gives you a little extra to bulletproof the glass and after you get it.
Oh, I'm sure they're endlessly upgradable. The way they come, they're light and they float because of the giant tires. Sherp ATV sales US. Tell you here.
All right, Magoo, we love you.
Oh my goodness.
While you're searching,
the Pro XT is $145,000 US. That's not what I.
Yeah, there you go. That's not quite 25 grand.
No.
Cool.
No, but this one also.
It's a steal.
Like about 12 people. It's a wee bit of an upgrade compared to the normal.
We got Darren Campbell on deck, everybody. Do you want to be on video or you just want straight audio there, Darren? You can choose. You can turn your camera off if you want. If you're good showing up visually, I'm going to add you to the stream in 3, 2, 1. Darren Campbell, how you doing? You look chill, man.
Thank you, boys. Hey, so first of all, big thanks to this man. You're the face of SuperSpreaders.
I'm the Ottawa guy,
thank you
right?
For your service. You're the Ottawa guy, I guess. Yeah. So you're the one. You're the one that I've been seeing a lot of, because I mean, obviously of what's going on. I haven't come into you. I just got into you guys. I'd say about a week ago on YouTube.
Yeah, good. Was it just like natural and ran into us, or did we show up on somebody else's stream?
It was I was following the convoy as it moved west there. I live in Manitoba.
Yeah.
I'm probably doing one of the most Canadian things anybody's doing. I'm sitting in my Quincy. I don't know if you can see my.
Oh wow!
Drinking a beer, yeah, and just watching our freedom get ripped out from underneath us.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's just another Friday,
You know,
right? Losing our freedoms.
Yeah, so I guess I would, I guess I came on to tell my story a little bit. I'm 37 years old. Actually, today is my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. So, for the most part, I kind of live typically like every other, 30-some Canadian, pay no attention, and hopefully it goes away, And I started catching all the momentum it was getting as it moved west toward Ottawa. And we went out, we stood out at the side of the highway, we watched it go by, and I've just been hooked since.
Are you
political person, but
yeah,
I think I'm still here. It's lagging pretty bad, eh?
Yeah, sometimes we just had a little bit of silence, but we're hearing you. Is that Quincy line with tinfoil?
So yeah, continue with my story. I'm not much of the theorist. More of just a blue collar kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I will say that if Trudeau did anything, he lit a fire under my ass to start following this stuff, to start telling people about it, to start taking in my fellow brothers and sisters and listen to all their views. And I will say that. I will say that Trudeau did that for me.
So you owe him something. Everybody has these moments, and it's good not to get too kind of paranoid and theoristic and stuff, but it's also like there are vast conspiracies going on in the world, and we do have to watch out for them. And they're simple criminal conspiracies. They don't have to be aliens and Illuminati and stuff like that. They're just vast criminal conspiracies put together by small groups of people, and that's how crimes get done. Generally, there are very few crimes that aren't conspiratorial.
It's exactly true what Darren said, though. Like, I mean, I'm sure he's not the only Canadian who might have even been, left-leaning or somewhat libertarian-leaning and seeing just what he's done in the past 2 weeks. And I mean, any critical thinking person, any person with a soul, has got to look at that and know there's something horribly, tragically wrong going on here. So, I mean, from that standpoint, yeah, Trudeau's really shot himself in the foot. Going to wake a lot of people, a lot more people up.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said, I'd like to add to the pandemic. I was talking with some friends that I seen today. For the most part, I've always been give a person the benefit of the doubt. Listen to their story. Listen to their background. Listen to what they have to say, and place no judgment. Right. But now seeing all these mandates and seeing people go against the mandate, just sort of like, from my point of view, just to rub the grain the other way, it made me place judgment where I wouldn't have in the past, and then that today or the protests have helped me realize what segregation has done to me personally. What being separated apart from my friends and family, and shunning people who, when they have a cough, and looking sideways at somebody for walking in the store with no mask on.
Yeah,
that's not the person I am, but that's the person I've become because of it.
Yeah. And then after all that, after being a good boy, we get to watch all the COVID numbers still spike through the roof. Nothing makes any difference to all this, yet still we're divided down the middle in this country over this BS, because they managed to scare everyone so hard that they're still behaving that way, and they're still clinging to this shot as if it's like just so that they can blame it on the unshot and feel safe. And it's just to some degree, it would be fine if it worked the way it was advertised, but it doesn't. So, you know, now we got countries dropping the rules and stuff, but here we are, Trudeau's going to war over it, bringing the horses out over it. It's absolutely wild, and we all know that it's going to be done soon. Like, he's going to have all this, and then he's going to have to declare an end to the mandates anyway. It's bloody ridiculous. So, you know, I mean, that's great, man. Thanks for sharing your story. Thanks for sharing your story, and on your birthday too, man. That's really special.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's hard to ignore what's going on, you know.
Yeah, but you know that millions are. Millions are.
Unfortunately.
We got a big problem there.
And that's why we need guys like you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Rhain and I.
That's why we need people like you.
We started this channel, and it was just like this, people talking. But, you know, you're getting like 4 people watching the video and stuff. So this has helped us give a bigger platform, and we're going to keep on doing this work from now on. This is the Truckers of the Beginning. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep listening to people like you, have you come in. We're going to keep talking and growing. And we really appreciate you coming by, calling in, and subscribing and sticking with us, man. We really appreciate it. We all
sure.
Stick
Thank
together.
you guys. Thank you for the work you guys are doing and bringing the awareness. And I'm sure I'll be around. I'm gonna be cruising all these new streamers I've come across over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, me too.
looking into the websites you guys all peruse and just staying woke. I've been hearing a lot of staying woke.
Yeah. Well, you want to get awake.
Awake, yeah.
Trudeau's woke.
Or get away.
Yeah. All right, great, Darren. So we go for this every Friday. Just come on by, and we'll have great talks. Thanks a lot, Darren. Happy birthday.
Awesome. Thank you.
Happy birthday, bud.
Happy birthday. Peace.
Yeah, man. It's fantastic. Oh, Atlas ATV is better than Sherp. That Sherp looked awesome, though. I've been in love with that thing the whole time.
Than I thought when I looked up. Apparently, the third generations are at least 100,000 you're spending on one.
The ATVs?
Yeah, no, the Sherps.
Oh.
The used Sherps are starting at pretty 100,000. They're 4 or 5 years old at this point. So.
That little thing that I saw?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, first time I looked at them, they basically had like 20-horse lawnmower engines in them, and they were under $30,000 brand new. Now they're into 3rd and 4th generation, and apparently new. You can spend $350,000 on one.
What were you seeing for 25,000 then?
Used ones years ago when I first I looked one up and went, oh my god, yeah, that'd be cool. And thought, 25 is a lot. But apparently, I should have bought those. Like I should have got Bitcoin, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That price, yeah.
God. We were just talking about that. I mean, like Rhain and I remember Rhain calling me sometime, and he's like, "What do you know about this Bitcoin stuff?" Seems like there could be something there.
It's worth 23 cents. You think I should get a couple?
Oh, I remember being like kind of just like with my finger kind of vibrating over the button to buy a few of them, like back in the day. And I'm like, it sounds silly, or it sounds really risky or something. Yeah. And like we'd be in the Alps now. We'd be the ones wearing the fishnets and the socks on our dicks.
Yeah.
we'd be telling Klaus what to do.
Yeah. Klaus. Yeah. More ice. Yes, sorry, master. Sorry. Don't hit again. Don't shame me, master.
Oh, it's all about the shame.
Oh, wow. You guys have moved on to poutine or something. Okay, curds called golden nuggets in the Southwest. Value increases at every state border. Oh, I thought you were talking about cheese curds.
Maybe he is.
We're big on cheese curds up here.
Oh, yeah.
Poutine, son.
We have the best cheese curds here.
We do?
Started a cheese curd fight. Yeah, St. Albert.
St. Albert, man, we.
Yeah, we got the good ones.
He did, but now he's famous. Who's famous? Chat is a curious thing. It must be a hell of a thing when you get like hundreds or thousands of people watching one of these streams. We have to hire somebody to handle the chat. We're finding out today from Amy, one of the mods. She's been in communication with me, kind of updating me what it's like. So like we're doing the live stream, and they're like getting rid of bots and dickheads that are breaking the rules and stuff like that. But they still come through to me while I'm out there. And I'm missing like messages from the mods. It's tricky. It's tricky system. Yeah, I'm hoping in the future that they'll make StreamYard so that it like highlights the mods or something like that. We'll see. Stuff we got to work on. We're growing fast here, people, and every day is like a what? We have to do a what? The craziest has been the YouTube partnership system, and the way that they do that, they definitely have it set up to slow your roll as much as possible. Everything is like, don't worry, once you get 1,000 subscribers, everything's gonna be great. You can live stream and you can apply for partnership. And you're like, whoa, we got 1,000 subs. We're on Viva Fry. Yeah, all right, let's do it. Let's apply. Oh, and you need 4,000 hours of views. Okay, all right. Oh, we got 5,000 hours of views and 1,000 subs. Okay, let's go. Oh, and you need a website that's been up for 3 months with 30 articles on it. It's just one thing after another. It's crazy, but I can see why. It's like Rhain and I were talking about it. I mean, otherwise they'd have people like live streaming, having sex or blowing their heads off and stuff like that. They want to see that you're dedicated. They want to see that you're a brand. They want you to be at a certain level, which is cool, and it's getting us there. Soon the bird will be ours. Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Yakima. Bunnies in Yakima. The non-communist side. It must be like Washington, like Seattle and stuff. It's just crazy out there.
We've come full circle with Bunny.
That's right. Yeah, I guess someone was asking her where she was. Pay me my silver now.
How much does he need?
I think tacos are big everywhere. You got the stash of silver up there, Rhain?
No, it's not much of a stash.
Not yet.
Silver's not worth much. No.
Oh, we got some
for it to be worth anything.
Some vehicular talk. The Narnian Railway, the armored skid steer that police SWAT use in the U.S. is called a Rook. It costs up to $570K. Fabricated in St. Augustine, Florida, from a Caterpillar 630 skid steer. Damn. And that was that big, the big one that they had kind of at the back of the crowd.
No, I don't think they had one of those here.
Well, that's U.S. though, so that's U.S. So in real money, that's $700,000.
Yeah, they look like those things look more like a tank.
Yeah.
Little mini
There was one big armored vehicle on the line there today.
Yeah.
I hope the rock trucks show up tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Bye-bye, Mariangela. Thank you for your knowledgeable chats. Please come back next Friday.
Of getting the downtown.
What's that, other Jay?
There's just no way of getting anything downtown anymore.
Yeah.
Like you're lucky to get through there with a car after you're stopped. I mean, they aren't going to make it far unless they run stuff over to get there.
Yeah, and that would be counterproductive.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if a Rook showed up in downtown Ottawa, you'd know it, because they look like they're pretty much designed to kill people. It's a skid steer with all kinds of attachments on the front, everything from battering rams to guns and deployment things on them.
Well, did you see the vehicle that they had down there? Did you catch it in any of the streams? Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And that's not a Rook?
No.
Right.
A Rook is a two-tracked tank.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, this was a
move dirt around.
This was a wheeled vehicle, this thing.
I don't need to do anything.
That was a normal modified whatever kind of.
What
truck.
time next Friday? We'll try to keep it at this solid like 8:15, 8:30. You know, as long as IRL doesn't. And now we're becoming YouTube masters. There will be notifications that go up. It'll say when it's scheduled. You can just check our channel and see when it's scheduled. Oh, the grand debate! I have how easily I forget. So I have been looking into. We're now able to go from our YouTube channel URL being, YouTube channel /xyr.blz. We can make it SuperSpreaders, so we can just tell people the channel is youtube.com/SuperSpreaders, right? But you can only pick the name once and you can never change it. And I'm thinking maybe we got to change it. Maybe like to make it more trademarkable, because you put SuperSpreaders into YouTube right now and it's just like 18 pages of CNN telling you to get vaccinated. And it isn't trademarkable so much, so, and we can't have that as the URL. It's already taken. So it'd need to be SuperSpreaders 1, SuperSpreaders something. Let me get that poll up. We had a poll up for it.
Did we?
What do you guys think? Yeah.
I missed that poll.
Yeah, well, that's what she said.
Zing.
as long as you don't overuse it, that's what she said is always funny. But you need to go months without using it.
Yeah. Clearly.
I got
Okay.
a
I'm about to share it here. SuperSpreaders YouTube. There we go.
Brick joke? Well, one day.
All right. So those are the options that I put up, plus another option for people to make comments. I don't know. So what are your guys' thoughts on the inside team?
Okay, we have to do this. Why?
The YouTube URL can't be SuperSpreaders. I'd have to add numbers or something else after it, SuperSpreaders Truth or whatever. So like I can't just make the new URL.
Yeah, I'd go with the first one there with the Z.
With the Z, I was thinking of that too. It feels a little skeezy looking though. I don't know. It's like it's a little
no different than boomerangs.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just don't. It looks. I don't know. It's kind of slutty. I don't like it.
I don't like
yeah.
Because they look like an afterthought. Like, oh, I couldn't think of anything better, so I jammed.
So I put numbers on.
Yeah.
And then, we had the wonderful Allison suggest truther spreaders. So I put on truth spreaders, and then we got some comments to go through. Oh wow, look at that, Iopia! Holy crap, that's like, wow, dude. He's a whole new direction. He's going into the mystic realm.
What is it?
Did Billy Bob Belichick even show up tonight? I thought he was all gung ho.
Wasn't Billy Bob was in earlier, wasn't he?
Was he? Oh.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, so we can keep SuperSpreaders, but we can go with Truth Spreaders just for the URL.
Well, we'd want to change it, the actual name, right? This has to do with like the search too. So I mean, let's try it here. Well, I'm logged in as me. Try searching for SuperSpreaders, other Jay.
Okay.
Like
I
where?
find the problem
On YouTube?
for a few days was an issue, but now it's easy.
Oh right, I get that Google watches us and knows us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Search for us where? On YouTube?
Yeah.
If I just put in SuperSpreaders on any bar on anything now, it goes directly to the YouTube page for you.
Right, so it's learning you. But we had the lovely Allison. She looked for us for a while before she found us. Many of the Viva Fry people, they had massive problems finding us. But then again, we had like 40 subscribers back then.
You were on the first page, just, 13 things down when I first looked for it. You had to scroll through it a bit and go, oh, yep, there's the logo. Boom.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just Google searched and we're the first link.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
I just Brave searched, and yeah, we're nowhere near anywhere.
Google, DuckDuckGo.
This was DuckDuckGo.
Google Chrome.
Did you one word it or two word it? How did you spell it?
One word. I put SuperSpreaders YouTube.
Oh, SuperSpreaders YouTube.
Well, yeah. If you could just put in SuperSpreaders, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
It's just way too common. It must be going off like memory with you. I mean, because it is a used word in the vernacular like crazy for the last couple of years. So yeah, I put in YouTube to kind of cheat it. I don't mind if, but then I'm thinking so that's the crux of the matter. We do SuperSpreaders with a Z. It's now this trademark thing. Nobody's writing SuperSpreaders with a Z, and it'll make it so that you can Google SuperSpreaders with a Z. But then I have to be like, oh yeah, our channel is SuperSpreaders with a Z, and they're like, oh, it's SuperSpreaders? No, it's Z at the end. Like it's, damn.
Is this something we absolutely have to do? Because I'm for just leaving it the way it is, whatever.
Yeah. No. But so then it just makes a little thing with the URL. So making the English-friendly URL on YouTube, it can't be SuperSpreaders. I guess it's taken or it's not acceptable, and I'll have to put numbers after it or add something onto it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think we should change the name. I mean, if we want to change a URL just for somebody to find is fine, but the main name of the channel should be the same. I mean, we've got so many compliments on that name.
Yeah.
Already.
We got merch. We got merch coming.
There's that too.
Yep. We'll turn those into collector's items, man.
Yeah. It's that crazy stamp.
Yeah, that's right. That time they had S. The time they only had 3 S's back then.
3 S's.
I bought the collector's edition while I ride around on my Sherp.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep it at least until somebody, figures that we're like Nazis because we've got SS in our logo or something.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that too. Or like whenever I'm like making art for the site and I'm like saving things quickly and I'm like sslarge.jpg. I'm like, oh, we're SS. God damn it.
Do it. Just don't do it. SuperSpreaders 88. Don't do that.
Why?
88? That's like HH. That's like Hail Hitler.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm such a bad white nationalist.
You're horrible.
Yeah, I'm also a bad white nationalist because I was like happy with the protest, but I should be really disappointed because there's just nothing about white nationalism. Robin, so why are you all in your safe place? What does that mean?
She wonders why you're not out of the protest. Well, I can't travel, so that's why I'm not there.
Yeah,
otherwise I would be.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Drive down here. It'll only take you like a week, but you could get here.
Oh God.
The show must go on, Robin.
By the time I get there, it'll be over.
Yeah.
We scheduled this show, so we got to do it. I was up there earlier. I earned my stripes, Robin. You get your butt down here and hold the line. Bye, Charles.
See you, Charles.
Gonna dip, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. My heart is with you in Canada. Thank you, Charles. Thanks so much. Thanks, Allison, for helping us catch the goodbyes and stuff. Hard to talk and keep track of all this. Just asking, hey, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Be back out tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to see the state of things in the morning.
Yeah.
And we can check quickly. Imagine some of you guys got the streams open. Have they moved another block yet, or what?
Haven't seen anything so far.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have notifications. Let me check.
Thanks, Robin. It's all right. We're not that sensitive. Sounded like it had a little bit of a tint to something to it, though. Why we're in our safe places, but we'll let that go.
I'm impaired, so I have to stay home. I couldn't go anywhere now if I
That's our excuse. There it is.
Allison, good night. Thank you for everything, Allison, always.
Right, Allison.
All right, Robin. You rock. Charles, call yourself pure-blooded.
We are the pure bloods.
Secret Service's SS, they're pretty cool. You'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see.
I've also found if you take like the straight edges of the letters and lay them just right, you can make like a swastika out of it.
Of which?
The straight edges of the letters from like the U and the D, and you lay them just right on a piece.
Oh, yeah, that's crafty.
Turn into a swastika.
Crafty.
Mm-hmm.
Gone all three-dimensional Illuminati on us.
Yeah.
Good white nationalism.
The engineering skills. That's the code on the channel.
That's right.
If you fold it the right way, do the Twin Towers explode, or?
Ooh, could probably even get the plane in there if I manipulate it right.
Well, that was the dollar bill, right?
I think so, yeah.
All of
You
them.
could fold it up and get the plane.
If you fold the loony just right, the plane, the towers.
Yeah, the plane turns into a hologram.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is anybody seeing a stream from right downtown there?
I'm not seeing. I'm just trying to check out travel fund stuff here.
I honestly, if I can't sleep, I'll head out there tonight. Okay, yeah, Travel Fun is down there.
Yeah, he's live.
Zolk is live.
Still seeing the still Shadow Laurier.
Yeah.
Wow. And they put up a fence, and I guess that's it for now.
They're behind a barricade. You know, that 3-foot railing will keep everybody safe.
With this crowd, it probably will.
It's like, oh no, they put up the railing. What are we going to do?
Yeah. Okay, so they've done kind of like a double fence. It's kind of deep. Sorry, are we sharing? Yeah, we're sharing. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, so they kind of settled at getting up just to... still right at the doorway of the Chateau Laurier, so, you know, they've only come down from where those red stoplights are. I guess they've moved a lot of the trucks down there.
Travel Fund does look like a cop. I agree. Whoever just said that in the comments.
He totally does.
He's just collecting evidence. You're all screwed.
No one has any idea about anything. My guess is that 8 hours to get that far is enough. They've got them back far enough. They can completely unimpeded clear out Rideau and Sussex, where that other big dance party always was. Clean that, and that's a good phase one. And I think the most effective way of breaking people from holding the line is to just now put the fence up, keep a few guys out, send the other guys home to rest, get the other guys in, and I'd do another walk at the crowd at 4 a.m. These people all go home. They're not going to stand there all night forever.
No.
Yeah.
That many people there.
Exactly, right? I mean, that was a long day for everybody, so now that it's over, the first thing everybody's like, oh, I want a beer, I want to smoke, I want to shit. And it'll thin out, and I do another push in a few hours.
Yeah, that's the front of the Chateau Laurier where Travel Fund is standing.
Yeah. So that's the entrance right there, and that's where Eric was in his load safe truck.
Yeah.
And then look around here. So I think the I don't know if the two trucks are gone there. Christian, the Romanian, and the other guy.
It looks like it. It doesn't look
I thought I saw the corner of the red truck.
Oh, did you? He's got to go to the left right now, I guess, where I'm the camera.
Yeah. So, wow.
How
So,
are they going to stop the group from coming in?
The city is pretty locked down.
Yeah, now.
I don't know, but
3 weeks from now.
Right?
They're not going to block off the whole downtown core forever.
Yeah, if they just remounted and came back, that'd be That'd be something.
I heard some groups flirting with city officials, flirting with the idea of maybe now is the time to transfer Wellington Street over to the Parliament services and just not make it a street anymore. It's going to be a walk, so that no one can drive vehicles there any longer.
Oh, like Spark Street.
Closed down, yeah.
Oh, I could see that happening, yeah.
Yeah, just make it all a controlled, footpath, basically. You're not going to get vehicles anywhere near it in the future.
Sam Adams, I think we're looking at the shift change. They got 12 guys there. And
you gotta send me a set of those They Live shades. I need those.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think this is a shift change. Everybody can take a break.
Because I'm all out of bubble gum.
All that bubble gum.
I'm here to chew ass and kick bubble gum.
Kick bubble gum.
Yeah, wow. I think they got almost all the trucks out of Rideau and Sussex. That went pretty fast.
Yeah. Well, they were saying they weren't going to need the tow trucks or many of them except for the disabled vehicles, because as they were, detaining people, empty their pockets. You take the keys and then you just drive away.
Just grab the keys, yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. You have a, 20-ton truck all loaded down, but, it still starts with a key.
Thursday, Winmore had video of a heavy wrecker parking by farm tractor Herbs Towing from Cornwall, Ontario this morning. Viva, another past location, and there was no heavy wrecker. Interesting. All out of bubblegum, Sam Adams. It means it's time to kick ass. I am the downtown Ottawa guy, and
yes, you
I'm
are
7 blocks south of this. Yeah, I'm within their big shutdown perimeter. I went out earlier to try to get vodka unsuccessfully because I guess selling vodka 2.5 miles from here is dangerous. And yeah, it's just like chaos. Elgin Street departing the city going south was completely backed up, completely empty north because you can't get off the Queensway to any of the streets heading into town. So it was a very weird scene. A cop at every corner. I saw a car crash. That was cool.
Nice.
It's like one of those slippy, slidey rear enders, and there was a cop standing right there, and he didn't do anything. Just kept talking to a guy.
That's nice. Not sure where it's from.
It's a worldwide try to take over from a group called World Economic Forum, and Trudeau and others they're from their Young Global Leaders program. That's right, Thor. Although I don't know if they're past the try phase. They might have succeeded. America is probably the last bastion, but
how's it going to go in America, I wonder? Could get way more violent down there.
I mean, I don't know how you get the southern states to go along with this anymore. Like they're already they were over it a year and a half ago, and they're very well armed.
The Turkish are heading to Washington, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, like we said, they'll see what happens here and adjust accordingly for America. Or watch what happened in Toronto or France, where they effectively shut it down before it even started.
That ain't happening in the States.
Yeah, that would be messy.
No.
That would be sloppy.
In the bandit with guns.
No. France is weird. That's just,
it is.
Yeah.
Escape from Ottawa. Yes. It couldn't be worse than Escape from L.A.
Slated on the 28th. Okay.
28th. I heard March.
March 28th?
March 5th.
March 5th.
Nobody knows anything. What do we know? Most truckers run between Mexico and Canada. Expect us. the states, they hire ex-military officers to handle riots. Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure there was military here today, just in advisory roles.
Right before the stream, a buddy of mine was over. I was telling him about the people you were seeing. He was wondering if there were maybe cadets that they had dressed up in riot gear, based on your observations there.
It was really weird at some sections, but I guess it's trying to get as many people as possible and stuff. It felt like end of the war Germany. I was just like, whoa. You look into the balaclava, you see that dude's old, like really old, and the front row people were like seriously like 5'2" girls.
There are auxiliary.
Yeah, he's more black pilled than me.
That's what I was thinking. Reserve.
Yeah, because if they do need everybody, like if they want a show of force, bring in everybody. If they fit in the uniform and they got one, stand.
Yeah, you just need warm bodies at that point. They're all just going to push up together. See Nike Adams Health Rangers podcast for the truckers' rest time. It's bed put off a week or maybe more. See his podcast for today. Nike Adams, all right. Honestly scared to see what will happen with a blockade attempt in the United States. It's a lot more Yosemite Sam down there. Can't come in hard on them. U.S. is heavily armed, and the will to use it as well, so gonna be interesting. So yeah, things are settled there. If I were them, I'd do another push tonight.
Canada's heavily armed too.
Canada's what?
Heavily armed as well. Bunny was just saying that the U.S. is heavily armed. So is Canada.
We sure are.
We can't shoot legally at quite the same rate, but
Yeah. And there's no like open carry provinces or anything.
Well, neither can the U.S. though, from what I understand. They're not allowed to own fully automatic weapons.
Depends where you are.
Depends where you are.
Because I've certainly fired fully legal, fully automatic weapons in the U.S. in multiple states.
There are almost no federal regulations in the states for guns. What happened to all the organizers? They are arrested.
They're gone.
Yep. They were in court today. What happened? Does anybody know what happened with the actual
I didn't see a thing about them being in court, I mean, it was still just like people weren't sure who was arrested even early today, so
well, the ones
I didn't even know they got to court.
Sarah and Chris, they had court dates today.
Okay.
They actually appeared in front of a judge today.
Just arraignment or something?
I think it's more of this is how long you're going to be here. They were really reluctant to give bail or let anybody go, like remand anybody, because they didn't think they would stick around because they're not from here.
Yeah. Does seem like a potential flight risk. BLM riots for 2 years, and the January 6th incident should give you a clue what should be expected. Yeah. Yes, we are armed. Yeah, Pat King was nabbed.
Yeah.
Suspect no push till morning. Police have to conserve their overtime budgets. Yeah, these guys are going to be they're going to have nice vacations with all their overtime this year.
Supposedly, spent $16 million so far.
Wow.
I can just do stuff with my hands.
Our mayor or one of the mayor's advisor spit that out yesterday, I think.
16 million?
Yeah.
Right.
That was
I feel my way through the
class action lost $100 million.
Poor Jim Watson. Those not arrested will be hunted down. Yeah, if they can travel again. The Ottawa police didn't need to get vaccines.
They do.
They do now?
Yeah, that was old information. They didn't for a while. They got an extended date, but they have all been vaccinated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if they're not vaccinated, they're not at work.
Well, that explains their behavior.
Yep.
Yes, we will do what you say. All of a sudden, it is clear to me, my vaccine overlord.
It was big news when they didn't have to, and then it quickly became
Yeah, right, okay.
a non-issue because, oh no, wait, we just, delayed that by 10 days. They have to get a shot, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Well, I think I'm ready to kind of wind her down there, boys. 3.5 hours.
Yeah, sure.
That's good.
Alrighty.
Now, I got to get my sleep and try to hit our sweet spot 7 a.m., 8 a.m. I'm not going to schedule it. I'm not going to make promises, but it will be in that time zone. It's when all the old folks are up. That's our crowd, the old folks.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to get the routine.
They were old.
And so it's going to be neat to see what the aftermath is in the morning, see what the restructure is, see if they tried anything else overnight. And there'll be a couple of those kids that'll stay up. It's usually Zot, but I guess he's in jail.
Well, I think he got out.
Okay, right.
What could they possibly, how could they keep him? Look at my gimbal. I was recording, I swear.
In Europe, especially Germany and Austria, the people started walking weeks ago, but without any organizers, so the cops couldn't arrest anybody. Interesting. So it was a walking protest? You have a good night too, Sam Adams. Remember to obey. Speaking of old night, night, folks. Yeah. All right, so we're going to call it here, everyone. Thank you to Other J and Rhain and Enjneer for showing up. And we will be on in the morning whenever I decide I'm awake. And I don't mean like awake. I mean like awake. All right, cool. Shutting things down. Everyone stay calm. Thank you, Americans. Thank you, the whole world. Good luck to you all. And we'll see you soon.
Have a good night, everybody.
Cheers.